Hello, internet friends, and welcome to episode number 154 of Final Boss TV, normally your WoW endgame rating show. Today, covering BlizzCon, the 2017 pre-BlizzCon special. This has sort of become a thing every year. We do a pre-BlizzCon special and a post-BlizzCon special. So if you haven't heard who's going to be on the post-BlizzCon special, then you should go check out the two before this one. So I'll be sitting down with Preach, Novel, and Ghosty will be there in some regard. This is on the 12th of November. But today I'm sitting down with, I guess, like the penultimate guest for the pre-BlizzCon special, and then two that haven't been here ever before. So hello everybody, my name is Adam K, aka Bay. I'll be your host this evening. I have some paperwork to get through, some announcements to go over. At the end of the show, there are some giveaways that are gonna be happening that'll be after all the closing stuff. So if you wanna help stick around for that and support the show watching the ads, and then we're giving away some virtual tickets to BlizzCon 2017. You can check those out courtesy of Blizzard Entertainment. Thank you for hooking us up with those keys to give away. And of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, the subscribe button is somewhere like down there or something like that if you want to keep watching the shows in the future. Or on Twitch, the best way you can help support the stream is you can just directly support the show on Twitch by subscribing over there. Or the above and beyond ridiculous thank you to the assistant producers of the show over on our Patreon page. This is where you will get BTS podcasts, the show notes, work in progress art, a whole bunch of madness that is going up there right now. If you want more of this show, all you do a BTS podcast. This is an hour and a half more of myself and our guests sitting down last night just talking nonsense. And you can go check that out right there on Patreon. And of course, a huge thank you to Troffles, Ludovicus, Taislin, R4 Delthier, Screws Loose, and Mia for their assistant producer pledges. You guys are actually just insane. So thank you so much for that. But that's enough of me shouting out some of my goop. We have some guests that can do the same thing. You may have seen them before. You may have seen the new art that I put up for this show that Tutron made for us. But Bellular, welcome back. Hello, sir.
Whoa,
hi.
Hello, I'm the Chin. Good to see you.
I'm the... Wait, is that gonna be your new nickname now? Are you the Chin?
No. One day I'll be Captain Cork. It'll be great. But no, it's great to be back. Great to get a session with my accusers. Maybe first victims.
Whoa. Come on, that was pre-show stuff. Let's not bring that into the main show now. Come on. But chat was wondering earlier, I think you have to say it. How do you pronounce your name?
That's a great question because I basically never say it. Bellular? Bellular, who knows? Okay. The fun story is someone wrote it in my file because they put my name and Bellular together. That's the story. Oh,
it's some old geeky game designer thing, yeah?
Oh, yeah, it's like way back.
Gross. But thank you for coming back on the show.
You gotta go with your Xbox Live gamer tag.
Oh, come on. I mean, yeah, obviously, right? I mean, as long as it doesn't have like a bunch of X's and uppercase and lowercase letters, all the mixed in.
Well, you know, I did have to cut some things for YouTube.
Okay. But we haven't been on the show with you in a little while. We actually had to figure that out. You did the 2015s, right? 2015?
Me and Asmongold,
I
think. Yeah.
It's been a while, so I appreciate you coming back on the show. And then joining us today, the founders of the Bellular Foundation, Taliesin and Evitel. Hi, hello.
Hello.
Hey, Bay.
Hi. Hey, Bay.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Bay.
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, we thought we created like a really good Bellular meme with the whole Bellular as murderer thing and Bellular as needing Bellular thing, but then you just go and make the whole Chin thing with your amazing art.
It's all about
and
the Chin now.
We need new
memes.
Yeah.
This is the best marketing I could hope for.
Yeah.
I love it.
I mean, hey, anything is even negative or positive is good marketing. You know, it's free. So
yeah, I remember that though.
The bill is in the mail.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Never mind. Crap. All right. I didn't realize. Yeah, if anyone's wondering, I just leave that out of the way at the beginning of the show. We had some technical difficulties when we were starting the show. There was capture card problems and camera problems and software and madness. So, and we're all working now. Everything is hopefully doesn't explode. I was gonna make some.
Yeah.
Yeah. The opening I had planned was to make fun of the fact that we're doing a BlizzCon show, but we want to just finish the show up quickly so we can go back and play Destiny 2. But now we're just hoping the show doesn't explode. So if things get a little pixelated and weird, all of my guests, of course, are piping to me from across the pond, and I'm lucky that they're even here in the first place. So yeah, goodness.
If it does explode, at least it'll be one that people remember. They'll talk about it for years.
True.
They'll go, do you remember that one where it exploded?
Yeah.
And everyone died. And that was kind of the end of Final Boss TV, which was a shame, but it was worth it because it was so awesome to see.
Oh, good old Ep154.
Yeah.
Shucks. I wanted to make sure
that'll become like a shorthand in the Blizzard community. Like whenever something goes wrong, if like it's a bad launch or something and everything's phasing badly, they go, "That's a bit 154, isn't it?"
Oh man, yeah, that was
a bit Ep154.
Thanks. Yeah. No. Yeah. It was a shit show. Obviously. I mean, it is awkwardly like almost poetic in a way that your catchphrase became our pre-show in a way.
It kind of follows us around.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything we
touch,
do. Turns. Yeah. So, hi, really glad to be here.
Yeah.
Glad to ruin your show.
Yeah, this is I think the way that the pre-BlizzCon show has worked out for the past couple is that I always have like one guest has come on multiple times, like either Brutal or Bellular in this case, and then we bring on fresh meat. So you're the fresh meat. So
don't feel fresh meat.
Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With crisp meat.
Yeah.
No, crisp as in like fresh, not crisp as in burned.
Yeah.
That's the opposite of fresh. But yeah.
Belle, do you have any tips for noobs?
What do we do when it explodes, Belle?
I honestly misheard that as noobs. Tips for noobs, eh?
Yeah,
that's what your channel is, isn't it?
I mean, you're on FAP or Final. Whoa. You're on Final Boss. It comes with the territory.
Speaking of all that, just to plug our BTS, the podcast we recorded last night that's on my Patreon page. We talked about a lot of just I don't even know. I had some of the patrons like comment like immediately and said that was an interesting 90 minutes. So, but
it was interesting.
Yeah,
interesting is the right word for it. Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It was.
We made it through.
Wow. Thanks. Fair enough. But I want to go back.
I meet up again.
I'm gonna go back.
As friends.
T&E, want to plug like who the hell are you? Because Bellular's been here before. He could just like do his whole thing in like 30 seconds. No, but you want to like throw out some shout outs or like what you do on the internet, and I'll bring up like your stuff.
Yeah, what do we do?
Yeah, sounds good. What do we do?
We are a YouTube channel, a WoW-centric YouTube channel. Taliesin Evitel.
We did make one Overwatch video.
Yeah, that's why we're called Taliesin Evitel Do Games, like plural, S. Because there's Warcraft, but there's Overwatch as well. There's one Overwatch video, and don't forget to watch it, because it'll tell you how to kill Bastion.
Yeah.
Which we all need to know these days.
One video.
It's legit.
One video.
Yeah, but no, we're a Warcraft-centric WoW channel. We've been going for, what, 18 months now, something like that?
Yeah.
And we do news and videos.
About
Warcraft, World of Warcraft.
About World of
this game. Yeah, it's quite popular. It's great.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
And we do kind of like a news show, and we do some kind of like more scripted, funny shows. And that's what we do.
Yeah.
I'm showing your YouTube channel off real quick here, just on screen, but I'm gonna go back to you real quick because I want to ask. Just it's on screen. The chat can see this in the lower thirds. So can you tell me real quick, what's your actual YouTube name? Where can people find you on YouTube?
Well, as you can see from our link, we are. You're gonna have to just Google it, really. We haven't got one of those snappy like YouTube/Bellular or something like that. We are, well, that would be rubbish anyway because you just take you to Bellular's page. But it's like
you can go there. You can go there. It's fine.
/ lots of letters, loads of letters, like a seemingly random, but we specifically asked for them because it's a secret code, and if you solve it, we'll give you a unicorn mount. So.
Is that the key to the puzzle box of Yogg-Saron?
Yeah.
Pretty,
Well, I mean,
pretty much.
it's not a key. It's the actual code.
Oh.
It's the main, like, it's what that's built around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One day we should get on that. You know, we will have an actual URL one day. We're getting there.
For now, we don't. There. So just go to YouTube. Don't go to Google. Don't Google us on Google because you find all kinds of hideous shit.
Yeah, don't go there.
Nonsense. But go to YouTube and just put in Taliesin and Evitel. Do games.
Or just Taliesin.
You'll find us.
Yeah.
You'll find us
if you can spell our names.
Yeah, you'll see us there.
That is also
how do you spell our names?
Yeah,
difficult.
I don't even know.
Part of the challenge.
I think the only way you can spell, I mean, Evitel is pretty easy. It took only a couple times, but I think I kept misspelling Taliesin's name until I started working on the show notes and having to retype it over and over and over again. Now it is just
there are more famous Taliesins than me. I won't be the first Taliesin you find on Google. There's Taliesin Jaff. That dude, the RPG dude. You know him. You know Taliesin.
Yeah,
people in your chat know Taliesin.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. We all know him.
Yeah. He pronounces it different. He says Taliesin.
Ooh.
He does.
He pronounces it wrong, to be honest with you. He pronounces his own name wrong.
Oh.
It's just Tally as in Mass Effect and then Sin.
Yeah, exactly. Tally will do. Don't look for that on YouTube because you won't find our channel.
Yeah, don't.
True. If you look for that, you'll also get all sorts of research.
I mean, that would probably be better, actually. Do that.
Something in there. You also have, because I'm gonna plug these because I talked about your catchphrase that I almost wonder, are you personally contractually obligated to put that in every weekly reset now, or your YouTube comments will actually explode? Or does just
a little bit. Well, we didn't do one for like 2 weeks. We had one last episode, but we didn't have a shit show. Can I say that? I'm going to say it anyway.
You can say it.
Yeah, great shit show, mate. Yeah. Oh, it felt good.
Don't abuse the
privilege. It felt good to swear on Bay's show.
Privilege, man.
Did it feel good to you? I got a little tingle. We didn't have one like week before last, and people are cool with it because they know it's coming.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, it's like that thing when you're in the club and you're like waiting for the beat to drop, right? And people are just like waiting, and they were like waiting and waiting. So we don't want, you know, we want to push it, but we don't want to push it too far.
Right? Did you just compare?
I did.
It was a shit show, obviously, to drop in a fat beat in a club.
I did.
I like it. I like the way you think. Good. Okay, cool. Thanks, DJ Evitel.
I mean, I did actually. So I purchased one about a week plus ago, right? Like I bought one of the, because I was like, okay, well, how long is it going to take? Because I saw your video and I was like, it can't take that long to get to me. I think I'm going to get it like November 23rd. So a little bit after this show.
Good day. Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay.
That's weird. Where you're West Coast, yeah? I don't know.
East Coast, Florida.
Yeah, I meant East.
Oh, did you? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I get a bit confused between that kind of thing. It's a nightmare on the tube. But yeah, no, some people in America got them really.
Yeah.
Because they were all still quite new, and yeah, some people it's a bit of a delay on it. Sorry about that, dudes.
No, it's just like I thought it would be like 7 to 10 days. I was like, okay, it's like a week plus out. I should have it. So I was gonna wear it on the show today. It was like I got like the blue or gray one. But then, yeah, no, it's like actually a month.
It does suck as well because that postage to get to America from Europe, it's not cheap, man. No. It's not cheap. You have to really want that T-shirt.
You're really selling it. You're really selling our shop right now. Thanks.
Okay, say something about a fat beat. Go quick. Bring this back. Bring this back.
Yeah, bring it back.
But hey, you can wear it to BlizzCon next year.
Next year.
That's true.
It'll be like vintage by then.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember that? Remember that T&E thing that was like big in 2017 for like a month?
Yeah. Well, the other big thing, you say you do skits and stuff on your videos. I have to draw attention, of course, to this. If you haven't seen this yet, I gotta bring it down. Let me bring it there. There it is. So you cosplayed recently. Do you wanna? That's actually your real hair. You're wearing a wig right now, right, Evitel? That's a.
Yeah. I mean, both of us. Right, like these are wigs. That is the real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that took me hours to curl. No, it's
you did flatten it down though, because it's a full. It's like a perfectly round afro before, and you flattened it down.
my favorite part of this whole process was actually getting the wig, which was an afro. And just like I spent about an hour just like gently combing it down to get just the right flatness on top and just the right kind of square lower shape.
I think it worked. I think it's worth it. It's worth the time.
Yeah.
Paid off.
It was totally worth it.
Yeah, that was us as Law and Ian. That was special though. That's not the kind of thing we just do all the time. That was like our Halloween costumes for the year.
Yeah.
And obviously we set up like the Q&A. And hilarity ensued.
It was the most beautiful thing I'd seen in weeks.
It was really good.
Go watch it. I've never like the impersonations are.
It was. They're not. That's the thing. They're not impersonating. Like they like I.
You were channeling.
Yeah.
You actually were.
Yeah, you got method. Like you. Not the team, the acting style. She was being Law for like 2 days before.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I know. I couldn't say anything without you blue posting a response. it was difficult.
It's not how you asked for what's for dinner tonight. Check Twitter in like 3 minutes. Like you could.
Yeah. I'd be like, what's for dinner tonight? And then like 20 minutes later, I'd be like, oh, they don't listen to anything we say on the. All I did was ask for dinner. No, they didn't listen to any.
Yeah. That's what happened. Never again.
No. Never again.
It
was good though, because we bought that green screen ages ago and we've hardly ever used it. It's nice to whip it out.
Yeah.
So
nice to whip it out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I say whip it out. It's a monstrosity. It takes hours. It's horrible. The green screen.
Someone please take that out of context.
Not my penis.
The green screen. That's true. They're really unruly, those things. Yeah. And then
well, I bought the biggest one going as well because I got excited when I saw it on Amazon, and I was like, "Oh, we're gonna need a bigger one. Oh, I'll get the biggest ones just in case we ever want to do like an angry review sort of thing where we need an entire scene."
Yeah.
And I was like, "I'll just buy the massive one." So now, whenever we put it out in the house, it takes over the whole house. It's oppressive. It makes us sad, frankly. So we can only.
It's a bit like Bellular's microphone, really.
Yeah. Actually, Belle, can you just get that a little bit left?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And I'll be like, I fucking broke it.
Oh, now I can hear you.
Whoa. Sorry.
That's fine.
Beautiful.
Oh, profile.
It's Vader schlong. It's
someone gif that. Okay, that's forever existing now on the internet. But that's totally fine. But then Belle, you've been on the show before, but just to catch everyone up on just who the heck you are, what do you do on the internet?
Apparently, I just make videos about Xal'atath quotes professionally, but other times I do general World of Warcraft stuff. Yeah, just speculation, class reviews. Pretty much grab bag of just about everything, and been doing it for 4 years, which is really creepy.
You said speculation. You say so. 3 days ago, you released something that.
Oh man, yeah, I've got the scoop, and I know clearly.
I have not peeped this video just yet because, like, I guess the memes that evolved from it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Elun's the end boss of 9.0. You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. We were going over.
There.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, actually, to be very specific, this was the funny thing. We broke this down in the BTS podcast. We're talking about YouTubes and content creation and stuff like that. And we'll go into that more in just a moment. But outside of maybe a few one-off videos, both of you, all three of you, both your channels, I should say, outside of the one Overwatch video and the couple of like side reviews you have, Belle, on yours, you all do WoW only, like almost 98%, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we both did an Overwatch video once.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Whose Overwatch video was better?
Oh,
I don't know. Who? I mean, ours obviously, but like No, ours was terrible. Don't watch it. It was awful.
That's
all the advice in mine is wrong. So
yes, ours too.
Yeah,
we've got some great.
Oh gosh.
No, this is bad. Yeah. What's your Overwatch rating, Belle?
Look, the details. It might be 2,400. No, I'm rank 3 in the world. It's great.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, that game actually turns me into a terrible person. I get really sad and salty, so I had to stop.
Yeah.
That's like me in Hearthstone. I used to play Hearthstone all the time. I can't touch it anymore because I flip out. Literally just throw my laptop across the room.
Oh no.
I think I have to remortgage my house to be competitive in that game now.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't even have a house, so I've got to work on that first. But
to buy a house, mortgage it, remortgage it, buy some cards. I fancied doing a game of Hearthstone the other day, but I realized that if I wanted to go on and turn it on, I was going to have to download about 3 years worth of updates before I could get even into the game. And I thought, oh, do you know what?
Yeah. And you'll have to spend about $300 to get caught up with all the new cards too. So I mean,
because they removed your entire stack from play.
Oh yeah, my already quite measly stack's gone. Gone.
Yeah. I guess why I bring that up is I wanted to have you guys date yourselves with your content creation. I guess Taliesin kind of already with like the 18 months or so, which the growth on your channel is obviously nothing more than just like ridiculously impressive. Just like out of nowhere. And like when I first saw your channel propping up either through like retweets or whoever else linked me to that, probably part of people in my Discord, I was like, oh, they're adorable, but like, okay, like where's it gonna go from there? And then it just like you built the format you have for your main 2 shows now. And Bell has done 17 or so different reboots of how he's made his channel videos over the past, at least. So
yeah, it's iteration time, man. I think.
Everything in rhyming couplets from now on. That's the new way.
Ooh, I don't know about that. We were making fun of Bellular last night, talking with his about thumbnails. That was the funny sticking point we talked about. Because if you open up his video tab and just like scroll down, like there's like this weird descent backwards from madness, it almost feels like, in how he designed them. And it's funny to see just like that evolution. But Bill, how long have you been doing videos now? Because this is a funny quip because you made fun of T&E for when you started versus when they did. So how's that start?
Technically 2010. You're never going to see anything I made in 2010. Version 2, the real version, 2013. Yeah, Throne of Thunder. You can, if you just keep on going back in my channel, you'll hear like some pretty embarrassing stuff. But yeah, I just started then and kind of grinded it out and eventually decided to not make terrible videos, and that kind of got me here somehow. It's clearly all planned. Yeah, that's pretty much the journey in YouTube, just grinding out in Warcraft.
But the follow-up question to that is how does one person actually make 6 videos a day?
See, that's where the clones come in. Back in the day, I used to do, it was terrible. I do like 2 videos a day, 3, like actually. But they'd be like a 5-minute Q&A and hey, let's do a preview of this one tier set. And I would just, it was a very strange time. But that, I think we'll get on to YouTube, like tips and sort of running stuff later. But yeah, for an early sneak peek, don't make 3 videos a day. It really doesn't work.
It does not.
Talking about the evolution of Bell's thumbnails, though, I just want to say, I'm not sure we can go back to this, but your newest one, I think, is my favorite. And if I was giving like a university course, if I was a lecturer and my course was Bellular, which I have applied for, and
good degree.
If they accept my ideas, then I will be the world's first Bellular lecturer. And that will be like my prime example. The newest thumbnail is beautiful. I mean, it's just beautiful. It's like, okay, I've done 9.0, so we'll have to go back to next expansion. Next expansion. Boats! Boats! That's great. And I mean this like wholeheartedly and in love. It's a beautiful thing. Boats!
Boats! I felt strange afterwards.
Do you know what it reminded me of? Like my favorite song probably ever written isn't like Imagine or anything like that. It's Thong Song by Cisco, because like Thong Song has the best middle 8 ever. Because, you know, like the whole song is like thong, 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 thong. Yeah, we all know that song. And then, but it gets to the middle 8 and the strings come in and it's like this luscious, like orchestral accompaniment. It's like, and Cisco, he's so caught in the music. He's like, yeah. Thong. And that's what I think of when I look at that thumbnail. I see Bell at home just like, yeah, boats.
we totally need to do I'm on a boat. But,
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
that comes out.
I mean, there's going to be so many of the World of Warcraft vocalists, songwriters, and parody artists. They're going to do that at least 1,600 times if that actually becomes a
If
thing.
it is on boats, though, this is the thing.
course.
We are taking a lot for granted.
Oh, it is.
I love
made
how
a
everyone has
video on
kind
it.
of decided this is what it is.
That is a
And-
really strange side topic. Like the community's just decided, oh, it's boats and level scaling. Done. Now go.
Yeah.
Sub
Everyone's
races.
just decided that.
Yeah,
And it just is.
Yeah.
Like,
So either
But
we're
yeah, that's it. They've reset development on the expansion last
Yeah.
week.
No.
They've
Yeah.
had to.
I mean, we will know as a community by the way Ian walks out on stage this
Yeah.
week. If he walks out like super confident, like head high, then we're all wrong.
boats, mate. No, if he walks out, because he wants to give us what.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
oh, you don't.
And if he
think
walks out in a suit of armor with like a SWAT, like with like a riot gear shield and
Oh,
shit,
no.
we know it's not boats. You know, if he's
So in the Pope Mobile.
yeah,
It's not
yeah,
boats.
with like bulletproof glass,
right,
and he'll just be like,
It's not boats.
"It's more Argus, bye."
Yeah, we
And that's
just,
it. That's the
we,
end of
just,
the
we
panel.
just loved the green fell theme so much. You've got 2 more years of it to look forward to.
Just more of it,
Yeah.
please. More
It's-
green, more fell, everything.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And then to flip the dating thing then back onto you guys, Evitel, when did you start this madness that you've been traipsing? When did you start working on your Josh Allen wig? But when did that all begin?
18 months ago.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the seed was planted.
A curl a
and
day.
yeah. Yeah, no, when did we decide we were going to do that?
It was in the beta for Legion, and I was at home for a week,
Yeah.
and I was watching a lot of WoW videos,
Mhm.
and therefore you were also watching a lot of WoW videos. And it was actually, it was the video that Heel versus Babyface made. Do you remember this? It was quite a big video at the time. It was from the alpha, and it was called "F You Blizzard, Garrison's Return."
Yeah, I can see
that
that
reaction.
thumbnail.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Heel, and I'm subscribed to his new channel, as you should as well. Midlife Bar Crisis. It's really, really good. I really enjoy it. But that video, I just thought we should do this.
Yeah.
It just felt like there was so many people making videos that clearly didn't like the game
Right.
at that stage, and would
Yeah.
like they. I'm sure that happens if you do it as your job for that long. Eventually, some people, if they didn't really love it with all their heart in the first place, they get to a stage where they just go, and it is just like it's a job, and you don't
Yeah,
want to be
yeah.
doing it. And we thought, well, we don't feel like that about WoW. We really like it. And we had a bit of time off.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of negativity, and we were like, you know what, we felt like we could have a conversation about WoW that wasn't just us like slamming our keyboards and just flipping out about it. So we're like, you know what, maybe we can like kind of transpose this conversation onto the internet and kind of talk about it. Because we do love the game, and
It's understandable why that kind
Uh-oh, your
of
mic
proper
cut out. There we go.
time, everyone was looking forward to Legion, and I actually felt really bad because like I could see that WoD wasn't good at the end. Like it was clearly not a great expansion by the end, and but I felt bad because I was actually still quite enjoying playing, and I was sort of like, look, I just like WoW, and I like the gameplay loop of WoW. So even when it's not at its best, I was still quite enjoying it, and I felt bad about that. I could see it wasn't good. I could see that WoD wasn't good, but that didn't stop me from enjoying it.
it did for me. I
Yeah,
didn't even,
I know, you
I
never
didn't
touched
even play WoD. I didn't do it. I was
No, you
like,
took one
know
look at
what,
it and you're
I'm
like,
just
"Fuck this." No way.
but I'm back now,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah, totally. And our first video is still there for everyone to see. And we keep it up proudly because it's basically as good as we ever got.
Oh yeah,
It's all been downhill from there.
yeah.
That's pretty much us at our peak. That's the golden time right
Mhm.
there, that first video we did.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, very proud of it.
Oh gosh, it's the top 10 things we're doing in World of Warcraft before Legion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like our dry run. And I believe the first joke is literally the first line of that video is Warlord of Draenor, the Warcraft expansion equivalent of that time you accidentally called your girlfriend mum.
That's a good joke.
Yeah, good joke.
That's pretty
You don't
good.
know what happened. You wish it hadn't happened. You wish you could all forget about it, but it's there. She heard it. You heard it. There's no escaping it.
Is doomed, absolutely doomed at that point. Yeah, I mean, we all know why Warlords wasn't that good though, is because they dropped it and then started working on Legion.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. Although I think it was kind of gone before that. I think the reason they dropped it is because they realized it was a dud. They realized it was a dud, and they went cash in, don't throw good
What's
money.
next?
Yeah, totally.
Yep.
Yeah, I think they did at one point say whenever they finished deving 6.2, but I've completely forgotten.
Oh, and then we knew they were already working on 7.0
Yeah,
the whole time. Yeah. Oh, it was.
It showed.
Yeah.
We got Suramar. I think that's kind of
Yes.
the big new thing that like appeared for it, and all of Insurrection, and yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like to be a fly on the wall there.
That would have been wild.
Yeah.
That whole time. But that brings me over to YouTube content creation and the world that we're sort of in now, right? This pool we're all swimming in a way, and we're all doing our own thing. But I guess what sort of like practices now do you dabble in before you build a video? Like what steps walk through? I don't know.
Okay.
Taliesin Evitel, you guys have like your BTS stuff you put up on your Patreon page. So like obviously don't give away all the details if you don't want to. You got to keep that for those. But then like what, because the landscape has been changing, especially in Legion now, because there's a game we could talk about. So each week when you build either the discussion video or Bell, I'll toss this over to you first. When you build like a news video, like where do you start and how do you move forward in that to like make stuff for the way YouTube works now?
Yeah, it's weird. So I try to have a rolling pool of ideas. So okay, gonna mess up the camera. There, I live beside a whiteboard, basically. If you're doing anything creative, live beside a whiteboard and use that thing all the time. So I just like brainstorm, like what's the community interested in? What's the hot topics? What's the interesting stuff? Back in the day, I used to do a video on anything. I mean anything. Like I had 3 videos a day. It was a mess. All the success that like my channels had has been when I was like, you know what, that's a terrible idea. How about I actually make something to watch? So yeah, it's thinking about like the current lore, the current story, what's going next. I think people really love, and as well, making something that's good for YouTube and like good for videos. So there was one point I wanted to do a whole bunch of class guides, but I thought, well, I mean, I just go to Icy Veins or a Discord, and I feel like those places do it best. So I kind of stopped doing content like that. So it's about like thinking, right, I'm making a video. What's best on video? What are people interested in? So normally they want a discussion, like stuff that's like properly sort of emotionally engaging. I think that's the core thing. It's like finding an emotion, like curiosity or something like that, and kind of really going in that. That tends to be what people are very interested in, sort of get hyped over, I suppose. That's most of it, though. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, my show, the main product that I push out, right? These like 90-minute to 2-hour long interviews and stuff like that. I think as the age group that we're in, like when we all started playing World of Warcraft at this point over a decade ago, now a lot of the same people that are ingesting the same content now have grown up. Like I like listening to people talk about and discuss things, and having different styles of that is super important. And I don't know, like news video, which is what I was gonna like actually like, kind of like throw a little bit of like poking at Bellular for, because that's what you used to do. You used to just make news.
Yeah, the Warcraft Daily.
And, yeah, but you would just read off of what's on MMO Champion, and I was like, what is this? It's not a video. Right? Because you have to have sort of a bit of a skit or like a play to it, something that like actually makes it not just that like I'm reading a blue post. Right?
Yeah, it can't just be like, hey, I'm basically text to speech. Like,
yeah.
Old me could be replaced by Alexa, basically.
Right.
Or Warcraft Bible.
Right.
Boy.
You got to be careful. You can't just say Alexa, because our Alexa will go off.
Yeah.
And she'll get angry.
Yeah.
She'll start playing Nick Drake or something just randomly.
But that's the flip that I wanted to bring over to Taliesin and Evitel, is because and again, that wasn't me trying to like, I'm not poking fun at that, because you do news videos, but like your videos are not text to speech. Like, you're not just reciting things. Like, you have this pattern to it that you go through. Like, there's like a beginning, middle, and an end. Even in some parts, there's like 4 different little segments of them, and they're digestible in a way that you go over like what the community really hones in on. So where do you just like, please tell me you don't browse the actual official forums of the MMO Champion forums, please? That would be terrible.
I do that. I take that off the team. I take that off the team, man. We do it.
Oh,
It is a dark, dark place.
Well, like, it's interesting because we originally came up with the format of the Weekly Reset, which is our weekly news show, to kind of free up the news, so we can actually focus more on like the more essay type videos, which we really like doing, like the kind of going, oh, what will happen to our artifacts next expansion, and what will there be playable races, and look at Arator. Do you think maybe he is the son of Light and Shadow, and all that stuff? And we couldn't do that while we were playing the YouTube game of scrambling for news and like releasing videos as and when news happen. And we thought, well, we can afford to kind of miss the hype on some of this. If we have like a weekly show, which is like a roundup, then that frees up the rest of the week. And knowing that we've always got that show at the end of the week takes massive pressure off of us kind of going, ooh, what should we make a video about? Because we know we've always got the Weekly Reset.
And we know we always have the community to depend on to explode over something in the forums. Yeah. So like, that's guaranteed.
But what you touched on the actual format of it, and because we're us, it's more like a kind of a variety show as much as a news show, because people like formats that they recognize, and like those formats are in culture because they're interesting. And all we did was just insert WoW into it.
So like, we love watching Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, right? And Taliesin is basically a poor man's John Oliver, right? Who plays games. And we're like, yes, this is the perfect channel for Taliesin's like, deep-seated wish to be a stand-up comedian, but who really fails. So
totally.
So it just worked out, it just worked out perfectly. And it's funny, Belle, that you mentioned having the whiteboard, because I feel like we have each other, but it's like that we are each other's whiteboard in a way, right?
Yeah.
So like, we kind of
that's so romantic.
Yeah,
it's the most romantic thing you've ever said. You're my whiteboard.
Yeah. So like, we'll go through the week and we'll kind of pick up really idiotic ideas or whatever, and then bounce them off of each other and erase the ones that don't work. I mean, this metaphor doesn't work, but that's kind of how it works with us as we're kind of developing.
And that's why you get so many like catchphrases and stuff coming out of that show, is because those shows come from direct conversations that we have with each other and with like guildies and stuff. And those jokey conversations get turned into segments because they always refer to things that are happening in the game. Yeah. But we just steal people's jokes and use those as well.
We do.
So,
we do.
But it's cool. And I like the idea that it's a show that people are always going to happen most of the time.
Most of the time.
And they like, it's going to have like a funny bit at the beginning. And then they know it's going to be like a news segment. And then there's going to be like a chatty bit at the end. And that's cool. And that does give us room to do those more essay type videos in the week as well. Yeah. Which is like really satisfying. And we still do some stuff which is like a direct kind of the scramble videos, like I know when a new cinematic is released or something, and we'll do something on that like the day it happens. But the weekly format came out of a want to kind of free ourselves from that, really.
I think as well, like with the algorithm, so like the first 24 hours is what that thing's looking at. So if everyone knows like, oh, there's going to be a weekly reset, we're going to go there, and it doesn't even matter if the news is rubbish because it's going to have a skit and I want the skit. YouTube sees, holy crap, everyone is barreling in here and propels it and recommended. So like if you watch Warcraft videos, it's really rare to have like a news video sort of be recommended all the time, but this is pretty much all this is.
It's cool.
Yeah.
And the skits originally came from a format that we used to do, which was just us sitting like this in front of the camera, in front of the screen, and just talking for like 45 minutes.
Yeah, usually with like a bowl of Chinese
Yeah.
and some wine.
Yeah.
Right? Like just
yeah. But so that became one of our things. People were like, "Hey, you should do like a wine recommendation at the beginning of the episode and stuff." And I was like, "Yeah, it's fine, we will." But also because of all our other videos were really edited and really quick fire with the memes and stuff. Those are like what we describe as the essay video.
Yeah.
We were a bit embarrassed to actually do this format of us sitting in front of the computer, so we always made sure there was a skit at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you found us talking boring, which I wouldn't blame you for that.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm bored now, just like even just talking now. It's terrible.
Same. Yeah.
You know, there's always gonna be a skit at the beginning, so it's cool. Yeah, it's like that familiarity and stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Per Khadgar, like his actor is going to have to do many memes whenever he comes back to work for the next.
Yeah.
I know. I can't wait.
I forgot who it was in game because we were still trying to formulate the week set.
Oh, yeah.
And we're like, we need some kind of sidekick. And I was just chatting with someone in game. I think it was literally some person who had just randomly whispered me, "You guys must get this as well," because they recognize your character and stuff. And we were talking about it, and they were like, "Yeah, you should get Khadgar. Khadgar should be it." It's like, yes, we should. And you could say, "Knowledge is power" all the time.
All the time.
Yes. Literally, that would be the only thing he says, and that.
But that's like kind of the beauty of it, right? So like you interact with the community, you play the game, you watch other content creators, you chat with your guildies. Like ideas are always kind of coming from all these directions, and yeah.
So the idea is it's as much like what a conversation down the pub with your friends about WoW would be, because that kind of format exists with more social things like football and sports and current events. But we hadn't seen, well, you know what I mean. With stuff where like the relationships you have aren't necessarily online,
right?
They're more kind of like, but we'd never really seen that format kind of taken that far with WoW before. So I guess,
that's it's weird because back in the day with YouTube, so I don't want to say so few people had a YouTube. People had a channel, but like within the WoW sort of thing, whenever I came on, there wasn't much. I don't want to say competition because it doesn't feel like competition, but there weren't that many other people doing WoW videos. So by virtue of doing WoW videos, it's like you're going to do okay. But nowadays, so many people have YouTube channels that you need to there needs to be the special sauce. And apparently, Khadgar memes is your special sauce.
Yeah, mate.
I don't know if
and
it's just
Bellular memes as well. Don't sell yourself. Like, don't undersell yourself. You've been as much.
So true.
No, I found out about that because one day I just looked at the top comment and I was like, I hope he kill again. I was like, wait, what? I don't remember killing anyone.
We probably should have checked with you before embarking on that.
But we'd literally never spoken to Belle before that.
No.
And Belle was so cool about it.
Oh, I love
that.
And
we did wonder when it started happening and people were picking up on it, and it kind of really went out of control with people being like, "Oh my god, when is he gonna kill again?" And we were like, what is gonna happen when Bellular actually finds out the source of this weird perverse joke? And fortunately, I think he was pretty cool.
Well, I mean, I'm working.
You're working on what? You cut out.
My diss track. My diss track. It's modern YouTube. Got a content call diss track.
Yeah. That's awesome. But no, and Belle is indicative of how awesome the WoW YouTube community can be, in that as soon as he saw the video, he tweeted us and was like, "Hey, this is funny. This is good." And just so there was never any awkwardness about it.
Yeah.
And,
I think we have lost a bay.
No, I'm right.
He's back.
I'm right here.
Oh, no, he's there.
I'm just letting it. I mean, as a show host, I've been doing this for 4+ years now, or whatever. When the guests can actually have rabble between them, it makes my job so much easier. It also cuts down on the cringe level, apparently, in the YouTube comments, because I'm not asking really dumb questions all the time, or laughing apparently forcefully, because I'm just bleh. But yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Yeah.
So
wow.
I mean, I had the tagline here that we had for the YouTube stuff, and if you're wondering about it's a pre-BlizzCon special, where's the BlizzCon? All of this feeds into the second half of the show, where all we're going to talk about is that madness. So Like the evolution of what works on YouTube is interesting. That you have like found these little sort of areas to sort of grow and in Bellular's case, lessen the amount of just like video umbrella spam and focus on what actually works. Because we sort of live in like the YouTube adpocalypse now or whatever that's hit some of our friends and colleagues way more than others.
Yeah.
So
that's yeah, no, so that's really rough. Like, so for my channel, like if I got full on demonetized, boom, gone.
Right.
I mean, I'm not going to delete the channel, but it's a total
well, we'd have to
wipeout.
stop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's madness. I feel really bad for like Preach and Nixian because those guys have just got like blasted kind of completely unfairly. It's yeah, shifty stuff.
It's unfortunate. There's a lot of like weird, and that's like what leads into like the content that works for YouTube now, and like the actual pros of focusing on like one game, because then as YouTube wants us to be now, they want us to basically be like TV shows. They want us to be like a giant network because they want people to watch the same. They want people to watch your videos because they're about what they want to watch. They want to binge them like Netflix now, right?
Yeah.
So when you make that Overwatch video, all of a sudden your audience goes, ah! And you can't always do that, right? And like my YouTube's been like a mixed bag. It's just like an archive right now because I'm way more on Twitch as a platform and a broadcaster with everything else. But it's funny to see you brought up Preach, you brought up Mike, because he had like the class guides, then he has the Mate series, then he has Drama Time, and then he has the web show, and his following is supporting him other means, but yeah, he got slammed. So it's tough. It's tough to actually want to make other things, but if you're not making the same type of thing now, YouTube's just like, pfft. Like if any of you, like we were talking about this last night, if I want Bell to like make a review, because he's done them in the past before, of like one of the new games that just came out, right? Like make a Destiny 2 video, which is
that's happening.
Right.
I wrote it today.
And I wonder what that will do
go well
on the channel. Like
kill it, probably.
Yeah.
It's the end of Bellular.
Yeah. It's the last time he'll be
And
on
it was
the
your
internet.
fault, babe. It was your fault. You were like, oh, please do a Destiny video. And like Michael's so nice, he was like, yeah, okay, I will. Boom, dead channel.
Dead channel.
It was your fault.
I'm sorry.
It does bring up an important thing though, and like we had it in the notes about being a slave to the algorithm.
Right.
And it's so my way of imagining the algorithm is it's a 7-day or 2-week rolling average of how good your videos have done. So if you actually want to be creative as a content creator and do something that's like outside of your wheelhouse, yeah, that's not going to go down as well because your audience didn't subscribe for, Overwatch videos. My WoW channel, what? Because of that, then your next Warcraft video, the algorithm is going to like sort of penalize, and it's going to do that not by not going to the sub feed, but by not being recommended.
Yep.
So it's weird. The whole YouTube game these days is about, can I get recommended? Pretty much.
Yep. No, it's a wild. That's why I think that in Taliesin, you brought up like your schedule you guys have now, like your 2 to 3 videos a week, and they're always on. Weekly resets almost always on the same day. Sort of.
Yeah.
The weekly-ish reset.
Yeah,
Weekly reset. RTM. Yeah. And sometimes we don't do anything. Like we're quite lazy. But I mean, we aim for 2 videos a week.
Yeah.
The great thing is, like for example, this week, we just had nothing we wanted to write an essay video about, so we didn't, and we just left it at the weekly reset. And our videos from the last couple of weeks had done well enough so that we weren't under much pressure. We didn't need like a big hit or something to kind of salvage the month, as it were. So we could do that. We could afford to. And then like when the whole sub race data mine thing happened at the very beginning of the week, we had a choice. We were like, we can either do a video on this now. We've already done 2 videos on sub races in the last couple of months. In like,
what are you,
form.
Me? Come on.
But we know that we're not going to miss that because we've got the weekly reset as well. So it's like we had a choice and we decided not to. And I kind of regret it because we could be going to Vegas right now. All that sweet moolah.
We could have like a Snickers bar between
Yeah,
us.
yeah, totally.
You know?
But no, and we thought we've done that subject, you know, and we can still talk about the the data mining in the weekly reset. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to do it, and there wasn't anything else we wanted to write an essay, so we didn't have to, and it was cool.
Yeah, it does make me wonder though, because you know the actual name of our channel is Taliesin Evitel Do Games, right? So like the intention was when we started that we would talk about other games. We would do that, and we're interested in other games. We play other games, but I just wonder like if maybe we can just never do that now.
I don't know, because I mean we took.
How do you start? Like
it's exactly, but like like the weekly reset was completely new for our channel and wasn't like anything we'd ever done before.
Yeah,
and I know it was still WoW, but if you look at those first months worth of weekly resets, we took a hit on the views on our channel. And also because they took twice as long to make then, because we were still finding our way and what have you. And like the first weekly resets have like 40k views.
Yeah.
Which for our channel at the time was a big dip every time we released one of those videos. And I guess maybe the weekly reset is proof that you can introduce a new format, albeit it was still talking about WoW, but and it be unpopular and affect your channel, but then kind of grow into itself, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of like making it as its own little like cultural fixture within the community. So it's just its own thing. It exists, and it's what people will go to.
We just had to.
But it was funny with the sub races because I'd already done a video about that a week ago.
I know
it was on deck, ready to go. Fucking heart attack that night when I saw like these head posts. I was like, oh, I need all the comments going to be talking about void elves. Oh no! Yeah, that was a late night.
Yeah, because we'd done our playable races video a month before.
Oh no!
It's like it's this time of year, just before like a new expansion is announced and what have you, or we think it's going to be announced, where you do have those subjects that like every YouTuber will touch on.
Oh yeah.
Like the playable races and the
artifacts. See, that's why I decided to beat you on 9.0 with that.
Yeah, no, very wise.
Yeah, we've got like 10, 11, and 12 like ready to go.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Just saying.
Revenge of Zalatath. Yeah, absolutely.
Gosh, it's a like the Wild West almost again in some places right now. And then chat's talking about how you can't take vacations anymore now because you're like what Bellular said, like the whole weekly thing. Like it's bad because I went to Gamescom. Right after all this stuff that I do, and I've gotten the connections at Blizzard and all the work I've done so far, right? Like I sent a small group of people to Gamescom for specifically their World of Warcraft coverage they were doing there. Even though at the time it was like stuff we already knew, like if you were like in the know. But it was awesome to be in Germany, my first trip ever overseas, and I made only like one video when I was there, like a big travel vlog, and then I posted a lot on social media and stuff like that. It's like all anybody wanted, like just spiderweb things out, and then when you go home, just talk about the whole experience. And the fall off from YouTube not having live shows and Twitch not being live was so weird because you work towards these goals to go and do other things, but then like your media backend just like crumbles if you don't have people that are making videos for you all the time. So you're gonna have like things ready to go. Right, and that leads me into after the break. We'll talk about BlizzCon, but anything else about YouTube that you want to?
Well, it's like you're a farmer, right? Like a farmer can't take holidays because they gotta like tend to the farm stuff. But if you're doing YouTube, yeah, you've kind of got to be there, sort of manning the defenses all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not just YouTube. It's like the social media accounts and like all the like peripherals too, right? You suddenly like you realize you have this whole ecosystem that you have to tend to. You're a slave to basically forever.
It's interesting you're talking about games.
It's so cheerful.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's just a slave.
It's
forever.
like happy slaves. Happy slaves.
Yeah.
Happy slaves singing
shackles.
songs as we slave. Does that happen? I know.
They're literally going mad, like creating conspiracies. They're talking about Khadgar now. It's
interesting.
a good thing to be slave to. Like we're very lucky.
Yeah, sure, of course.
But we know that when we go to BlizzCon, as amazing as it will be, like the channel, like viewership wise and stuff, is going to take a hit. Because actually to cover BlizzCon, it'll be much easier to be at home watching the live stream and getting videos out as and when stuff happens. And we're not going to be able to actually do that.
Yeah.
And, we're going to be there for, we're actually going to be in the room when the announcement for the new expansion happens, but no one's going to watch our video on it. They're going to watch Bellular's video, which comes out like 2 minutes after the announcement.
It's true.
We've already got our templates on deck.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
there's nothing we can. And also, I would click on a video of a guy in his house talking about it rather than people actually at BlizzCon for some reason as well. So it's like when Blizzard offered to send us stuff that we can give away in competitions and stuff, and they're like, maybe do a video about this, and we're like, not really, because no one's going to watch it.
That's not true. That's not true.
You just got to. You have to do. And Bellular, I'm sure, is knowing about this and the slow change and how this works with like affiliate and sponsorship and market integration into your videos. So if you're going to give away stuff, you put it in your couch discussion on a weekly reset or something like that, right? You put it in something you already have, because making a video for that will be terrible. Yeah, do not do that. Yeah.
I actually, on a similar vein, something I had no idea from T&E, that's shorter. Was doing stream notification videos saying, hey guys, I'm streaming, and then deleting them. That YouTube like counted that as a dud video and would like punish your channel afterwards. I had no idea. So yeah, now you know, I suppose you can.
Yeah, we learned our lesson the hard way with those.
Yeah. Well,
but still, it's twice, and it's suddenly up and then it's gone, and then YouTube is like, no, they're doing it all wrong.
Yeah, don't do that. So I think we're good for the first half. Anything else you want to end cap with that? I think we're all set. I'm going to babble about some things, and then we'll talk about BlizzCon.
Yeah,
sounds good.
Babble away, sir.
Babble away. Yeah, so as I prefaced at the very beginning of the show, for those of you that are watching on YouTube right now, the giveaway's been live on Twitter for over a week and a half, and I prefaced it before, but I'm sorry, this is not for you. This is for those that are watching right now. We're giving away, there's one BlizzCon virtual ticket that is on Twitter, and then there are two more after the show is over today, live here on Twitch. We're giving those away, courtesy of Blizzard Entertainment. They hooked us up with a couple of codes, so if you want to stick around for those, after the show is done, I'll be giving those away right here in chat. Additionally, if you're watching on YouTube right now, as we keep talking about YouTube, apparently the way to also integrate and how YouTube works is to talk about subscribing to YouTube like halfway through your video now. That's a thing, or like twice, like every couple of minutes. So if you want to be informed of all the different shows that have been going on, or of course the new ones that come out, because it all archives, all the shows that have ever been done before all go up on YouTube. So we're at episode 154 right now. But all of the other shows, like the Method World First, all the class specials, those are all right there as well. And all the side content stuff, all the boss kill videos that I do put out as well, they're all there. This How Legion So Far video with Preach and Ghost, this was a riot. You should go check this one out if you haven't already yet. Those are all right there. So you can slam that subscribe button, I guess how that works. Or if you want to support the show directly, subscribing right here on Twitch TV as well. The purple button is up there, I think. You can do that. Or I have to give a huge shout out to the patrons of the show. That's like the exterior way to help content creators that you want, because like every YouTuber or Twitch streamer like has one now. They have to in this day and age. But that helps everything work out. So again, the assistant producers of the show, Troffles, Ludovicus, Taislin, R4, Dalthier, Screws Loose, and Mia. Thank you very much for your support. You get things for doing that. So there's the BTS podcast I've been talking about a little bit on this show. It's like an hour and a half of just madness with the four of us from yesterday. Also, the show notes, you can follow along and see how the shows are put together. There's also a whole bunch of behind-the-scenes art and unreleased things that I'll be putting up here soon with Tutron, the artist that does a lot of the work for the channel. Those are all right there on the Patreon page. Or this is a thing that I've been obviously plugging. I have a Designed by Humans apparel store. And there is a lot of custom art on here that's been made by different community artists that your support for those helps me get them to then make more art for you. But a new addition recently just happened that is right down there. Oh, what's that? This is an experiment. And it's my face all over on both sides of a shirt. I need to unmute Discord right now. I don't know if... Have you guys seen this shirt of me yet? That is just my face all over the shirt. What do you think? Thoughts? Hello?
Oh, hello.
Oh,
Hello.
hey.
Oh, hi.
I'm
Yeah,
asking
I
you.
haven't left
I
yet.
love it. Sorry, I wasn't talking because I was busy.
You're busy what?
Yeah.
Wait, that's incredible.
It'll
Oh,
look
wow.
better than the one I made myself of just like screen caps of your face.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
is,
you made a,
Yeah.
Well, it's not a shirt, it's pants. But, you know,
Oh.
the effect is the same. But this one looks better. I'm going to get this one and turn this one into pants.
you
That is-
can.
So good.
It's pretty adorable. I
I
unmuted.
love that.
I unmuted as well too because I wanted to officially plug because Bellular doesn't have anything because he's a terrible person. But Taliesin Evitel also have a apparel store that's linked in your videos and on your YouTube page, right? Like your Spreadshirt.
We often forget to put the link in there. Yeah,
Come
but there's like
on!
there's
we're
a thing
afraid
at
of
the
being demonetized.
There's
Oh.
on the screen at the end of the videos that has this on now. We added
Okay.
it last video.
But
we
yeah,
don't need to sell this. Look at this. This sells itself.
it does.
Look, it's beautiful.
But I mean, this is sort of the
I
side.
spent a good like 11, 12 minutes on those.
Yeah, man.
They're perfect.
Oh, did you design all of these? So you did the scripting for? No, it was a shit show. Obviously, did you do that?
all of them.
These are designed by Evitel herself.
Yep.
By her own
Wow.
fair hands.
Damn.
Get
Yeah.
over it.
Get over it. I mean, that's fair. I mean, I have to. I mean, we got to plug our merch, right? Like we just have to. I mean, it's our little thing that we do. I mean, I didn't design any of mine. These are all from other artists because I like collaborating with other people from outside the community, and also I have a producer brain and I have no artistic talent at all. I just talk for a living. So yeah, absolutely. Go buy our shirts, as Krendor would say, right? Just buy
I
our
think
shirts.
the one of your face, Bay, can I just suggest, and
Mhm.
this is coming as a professional apparel person now that we've got a store.
Right.
I think it would work, your face like that would work really well on a, yeah, thong!
Oh
On a
god.
what?
On a thong! Thong!
You
Thong!
Thongs are literally like no material. That's
Okay, fine.
there's no room for the print.
Don't put it on a thong, then put it on a boat! You're perfect.
It's
You
funny
need it a
you-
bit bigger.
It's
on
yeah,
a
it's
boat,
it's
not a
funny you
thong.
bring up. It's funny you bring up like underwear. It's actually been a long-standing gag, and it's a sub goal actually for the show to make the original is Final Boskers, so Final Boss Boxers.
Nice.
So if people
Worth
want,
it for the pun alone.
Nice.
but it would be like boxers, briefs, boxer briefs, panties, boy shorts, and if you want a thong, Taliesin.
And then when you do your plug on your, I'll keep this brief.
Okay. Oh,
I'm out. Bye.
bye, Belle.
See ya.
I'll keep this brief unless you buy it, and then you can have the. I took it too far. Didn't I?
Yeah.
Fine. Forget that.
But
Yeah.
you're
A suit jacket. I want it on the bay face. Just suit jacket. Have some
Ooh.
like pinstripe. Some pinstripe. shit around.
Oh, I'd like a single bay face embroidered on a suit jacket, like it was some kind of like
Very
gentleman's
classy.
club.
Yeah.
here. I mean, we can do
Yeah,
this.
like class of bay.
Wait, I mean, we can keep going with this. It's so funny. People have been talking about like the camera quality again. If you're just tuning in, and the audio sometimes cuts out. All three of my guests below are piping across the pond, so like sometimes just like packets drop. I don't know. It's just lost. I can't really help that. But I'm sorry. But it's funny when some of the jokes hit and it just cuts off for like the moment. It's funny.
I'm sorry, we lost some sound. My apologies. My apologies.
But here, let me do this real quick. Let me fix the show. So Bellular, don't move. There's your face.
Oh.
Evitel, don't move. There's yours. I'm putting your art over your faces here.
Magnificent chin.
There's that, and then I'll yeah. Let me just toss this.
Oh,
There we go. That's better.
I look so much better now.
Hey.
Hey. Oh,
Yeah.
these are so good.
I love them.
I
mean,
I gotta start doing chin ups.
yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You totally do. Yeah, you absolutely have to. But no, I mean we're back. That was the mid-show commercial break madness. But let's do let's actually talk about BlizzCon now for the next 40 or so minutes. So
Let's do it.
all that stuff led up to how YouTube and how your content works, all this kind of stuff. So now people have a background of like how this situation exists, because Bellular's not going to BlizzCon again, but Taliesin Evitel, you guys are.
We are.
With bells on.
Oh.
Not actual.
Well, not with bell.
Not with bell.
Not Bellular, no, but you know, with actual bells.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ring. Yeah.
Blizz is taking us out there, which is amazing. We're doing the whole shebang, and yeah, so this is our first one. We're pretty nervous.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on.
We don't know what's happening. We have a few things scheduled in. Like we have a little dev interview. I know there's some parties and things happening.
Oh yes.
But it's basically going to be just us wandering around, like clinging to our phones, just pinging Bay, being like, Bay.
What
Bay?
now? What do we do now, Bay?
What's next?
They said something about a new expansion. What should we do? Should we do a video? Hi.
What does it mean?
What should we do?
What? It's totally fine. I mean, this is my fifth or fourth. I can't even remember now. It's always so weird, like the build up to BlizzCon, all this prep. It's like, I have time. I have time. I can make videos. We could do streams. It's okay. And then all of a sudden, oh, I leave tomorrow.
Yeah.
But that's our worry.
Yeah.
Because Blizz is taking us out there. Like obviously we feel like we want to be making as much content on it as we possibly can.
Right.
And our fear is that the entire thing is going to be so overwhelming that we really don't know. We don't want the entire thing to pass us by without sort of being able to A, do any work, or B, enjoy it for kind of the amazing experience I'm sure it is.
I think we should be okay. We should be okay. I hear there's a press room. I hear they have special toilets.
It's not even a press room. It's usually it's an entire like conference hall, because they have tons of tables. They have LAN connections for media. It's constantly catered, so you can just eat there. So you can stay there and make content. You don't have to like go out and try to find food trucks and whatever and wade through the masses. And then all the interview rooms, that if you have your interview, start there and then go into the back halls, all these like cubicle rooms that are set up that are really kind of ominous, because they're just like giant partitions that go into the sky, and then you open the door and then there's Ian or whoever you're interviewing, right? Just like waiting for you. Yeah, so that'll be a lot of fun.
Is he just like sitting there stroking
just waiting
his hat on the sofa?
In his suit of armor.
Hello. Yeah.
Yes.
I remember when you said you didn't like Garrison Command Table.
Yeah, so I guess that's the question I wanted to bring up to both of you now, is that like I have a plan. I'll announce all of the stuff that I'm doing for the show at the end, at the tail section, so if you stick around for those. But for Taliesin Evitel, what are you guys gonna do when you're there? Like what do you want to make when you're, other than just like a lot of tweets like, I don't know where we are, help us, you know?
Yeah.
What are your plans for BlizzCon?
Yeah.
Okay, so the first night, on the Thursday night, we're at Con Before the Storm. So we're on a panel there at 6 p.m. With like Terran Gregory and with D and Automatic Jack and some people from Blizzard Watch as well, which is going to be amazing. So some proper legit people. Don't know what we're doing there. The same thing we'd be doing all BlizzCon, just going. Yeah. So that's our plan for before it even starts. But then obviously we're going to be at the opening ceremony, and then we're going to try and do as many sort of interviews with people kind of around the place. Vox Pops. Yeah, exactly. And then of course there is the expansion reveal, we assume, in the Warcraft What's Next panel. Yeah. Right. And then we're going to run back to the hotel and make a video. Yeah, and get it out before Bellular's video. Yes. So it buries Bellular.
Are you now?
Bellular's gonna be like this.
Good luck.
Bellular, he'll just send it off to his. He'll be like, okay, editor, here you go, get this done, and we'll be like, boom, 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 boom. In fact, what we might do is just pre-record it. We'll just pre-record us, and
we already know it's.
We'll just press as the announcement happens.
Yes.
So it'll come out and everyone be, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's not right, because people will watch it. We'll have the sweet moolah. We don't care. And then
total clickbait.
Bellular's channel will die because no one's watching his videos.
Yeah.
Okay. We won't kill his channel. But no. And then we'll get an initial reaction out.
We'll do a reaction video. We'll be picking stuff up kind of from all over. We'll see how much time we have on like the Saturday, and you know, we might try to like meet up with some people and pick some things up there.
Yeah.
See if we can kind of put something out.
But the thing is, our dev interview is an hour and a half after the Warcraft What's Next panel.
Yeah.
So we don't have much time to actually do that video in the first place.
Yeah. So it's gonna have to be a quick one.
You're at,
So,
and you're at the exactly. Yeah, Chad is dogging on Bellular. Exactly. It's pretty good. There was one comment that I have to bring up in chat. It's already scrolled past, I think. I don't know who you're interviewing again, but if it would be possible, I need to follow you around with my camera gear, and we need to like track down Ian, and we need, because I don't know where Laura's going to be, but if you could interview Ian and Laura as Ian and Laura.
Oh my gosh.
Even
I'm sure
just
they'd
in
take
like
that very well.
passing. Just like they would love it. Are
I'm
you
sure
kidding?
they'd really appreciate that.
Of course they would. That would be
Totally.
great. I'll just have
It's my dream.
gosh.
If they could answer the questions as Taliesin Evitel,
Oh,
that'd be awesome. If we could just somehow switch roles, that'd be really cool.
that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Who would be who?
Well, Ian would be
It would
me.
have to be. It would have
Yeah,
to. We'd
yeah,
have to.
obviously.
Yeah, I can see it.
I think Ian would be a better me than me.
I think Laura would be an amazing me.
Yeah, I think so too.
No.
I kind of don't want to watch our channel ever again unless
No.
Ian is me. I could go for that. That'd be awesome.
But yeah, please let's find him and
Yeah.
let's make that happen.
Yeah.
It's
Let's do
always it's always funny that the couple of times that I've bumped into Ian after a panel or something, he's always just like, he walks very straight to where he's going next. And when you stop him, he's very like, oh, hi, selfie? Okay. And then gone. So I would love if we had that moment to get that interaction. I'm sure in some way, like all this stuff gets like funneled through the community managers and it goes up to the devs and whatever. So like even Lore for a time had one of your taglines for one of your of him as his Twitter bio. So,
yeah, that's pretty much the proudest
Yes.
moment of our lives.
Seriously.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was just a joke we made about him in like the weekly reset.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And it's difficult because every time they do a we have to think of a new funny way of referring to them. It's just like, you know. So we referred to him in this particular video as what would happen if your younger sister's troll doll went on tour with Stained.
Oh,
And he made that his actual Twitter bio for a time.
So
and we were very proud.
So
We
proud.
liked it.
But he's like, no.
Dude,
He's like,
is
Is
there
it troll dolls you don't like or is it Stained? Because, babe, if
Probably
you don't like
Stained.
trolls, you're not going to like next expansion. Not lying to you, mate.
Oh gosh, that's right. The whole next expansion is about water, boats, and trolls and sub races.
Yeah.
And Jaden being a bad guy.
Trolls on a boat, mate.
Trolls on a boat.
I've had it with these mother effing trolls on this mother effing.
It's gonna happen. Yeah, it's going to happen. And then I guess the flip side, then, Bill, how many videos are you gonna make in 3 days?
Oh, 85.
Oh,
No.
Slacker.
that's not a lot. I mean, I was expecting a video
Think
like
of
every
how many
30
lives
minutes.
it will save.
Yeah.
No, like BlizzCon it's a weird event for me because I normally I get an embarrassing amount of junk food and we just shack up, and yeah, it's very strange. I remember of Pandaria, or was one of the BlizzCons, I think it was the Warlords announcement one, I started getting really worried that I was going to keel over and die, so I went for a 2-hour walk. Oh wow.
whoa.
Is
Yeah,
that your computer punishing you for suggesting going out for
Yeah, don't talk about
It's like,
leaving
no,
it.
Bell, stay with me. I'm your friend.
Yeah. Don't
Let me open Premiere Pro for you.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, it's very strange because it's like a fine line between getting like as much out of the stream as I can and sort of the right balance. But yeah, it's weird. It's kind of like you're jumping off a cliff and assembling the parachute on the way down because you don't really know what they're going to say other than sub races, boats,
Yeah.
Jane is a villain, and all of that. And Alune, of course, is
Oh.
that's the when Ian's like, oh, and by the way.
Oh, wait,
Right,
can we say Alune is a Naru, or will that trigger Nobble somewhere? Where's Nobble? He's in my closet in a cage. You didn't hear that, all right? Shh. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just more to talk about. It's actually really nice. This is kind of getting in green pastures where there's just so much stuff that's awesome to talk about for like a year straight. So it's like there's two highlights I think of doing this job, and it's BlizzCon and expansion launch. So it's nice that it's finally coming.
Oh, and the fame and the money, surely. Like the fame and the money is like, I mean, I can't walk down the street now without getting asked who I am.
Yeah.
Like before I did this, no one thought I was a serial killer.
Sometimes I can afford enough for food. It's amazing.
I don't know if they heard that, Mel.
And sometimes I have to pinch myself and think, I'm so lucky. This is the life I lead.
You are lucky.
I'm very lucky.
So lucky.
Yeah.
I'm probably not lucky enough because he wants his Evitel to actually be Josh, because he would be a better Evitel.
I know.
So
I know. One day you will get your upgrade.
Okay, babe. So, like, you've been there as you've been to BlizzCon press before, yeah?
Yeah. This is my second.
Have you been to an expansion launch as press before?
Well, it was we knew Legion was coming out because of the earlier launch, but like last year's BlizzCon, when they were like all the stuff was happening with it, there's almost like no table room, and I can't even describe the media room to you because I think there's something like, I don't know, 9 to 10 like double wide across the entire like conference hall tables, and all the different periodicals and different news outlets and different websites and different like influencer people are just lined up with all their gear, and they're just like, all you hear is this drone of typing and making their blog posts and making their news posts. And like Wowhead has their one corner where there's like 6 of them all like parked right there. So this, depending on the type of announcement we're gonna get, there's no doubt we're gonna get something. We're probably gonna get like a Terran Gregory style in-game machinima-esque one, not like a full-blown CGI. We're probably not gonna get like a launch date. We're probably not gonna get like all the featurey stuff, but I think we'll get the hit. And just that, like, it'll be like a 90-second video. That will set the internet into an absolute uproar. I'm sure it always will. But I haven't been to a launch BlizzCon now because we didn't have one for like 2 years, because we had like the Gamescom one for Legion. Yeah. And Warlords was in LA. So like we haven't been at a BlizzCon where they like opening ceremony, like Ian just like walks out and it dims the lights and then some like drums play and then Jaina comes up with like, they all thought I was wrong or something, you know?
I'm getting chills.
We'll have to wait and see. It won't be the same unless Chris Metzen's there though. Like he has to.
Yeah.
So
that's like.
Oh, he's in the loot box. They're opening a loot box live on stage, aren't they? And that's him. In a Bay shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Bay faces.
He better be. I would be disappointed
Embrace
if he wasn't.
your nerd!
Yeah.
It's going to be weird. He's the most hyped man on the planet.
Yeah.
Like, how can you top Chris Metzen, like, doing an announcement? Even Mr. Pandaria, which, like, a lot... He's still that growl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got to say though, I like the way that Ian delivers news and like announcements and like bombshells. He's good at it, you know. And I think I say he's lucky, but he's been the one that's been largely responsible for it. The amount of kind of reveals and bombshells that Legion has given, like. Didn't they announce Argus at first at BlizzCon?
Yeah.
Last year when they were supposed to be talking about like 7.1 or something, you know. And he. Oh yeah, and by the way, doing his Columbo thing. Yeah. One last thing.
Yeah.
Argus.
Well, that's what
he's good at that.
He's obviously he was a lawyer in a past life, right? Because a lot of his bullet pointing is very poignant. It's right to the there's this, also this, and that's why the Argus announcement at BlizzCon last year for like the patch that we knew was coming, but we didn't know like what scope was. He just felt so happy because they're swinging off of the Warlords and they're just like the 77-day launch cycle. He's in charge of all this now, the promotion, the direction the game is going, like all these little things. So that's what I'm curious about, because you make fun in the in one of your weekly resets about like how he talks about opening things and how he'll say, and then you had like the little bit with Mike Morheim too, and they all have their little parts they play in this whole opening 1 hour. And it'll be interesting to see what they do this year, because they could have a lot to announce, and we just have to wait and find out. A couple days.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
Expansion or not, I can't be alone in thinking that this year's BlizzCon was going to essentially be the year of the Overwatch. You know, Overwatch is one of the biggest games. It's just printing money for Blizz. I know it's probably kind of gone over like its peak, but it's still huge. And I in my head, most of the people at BlizzCon will be there for Overwatch from the general public. You know, and
they've got the league now
bigger this year, like just space wise. You know, that's why there's so many more tickets on sale than there've been before.
Oh yeah, I actually have. Let me find that. Where is that map? The map is insane.
And the fact is, though, there are still more Warcraft panels than anything else. Like, there's more Warcraft panels than Overwatch panels. Like, and that has to say something for what is coming for Warcraft. You know?
Yeah, the Overwatch arena now is the old StarCraft
huge, right?
one. It was what StarCraft was. It's the entire like down the hall, big, gigantic circular arena.
Yeah.
And look at that. They've tucked, because StarCraft now has just the square one. Heroes has the same square one, right? The World of Warcraft, they're all the Warcraft Heroes, StarCraft ones are all like just the square end halls. But yeah, Overwatch is the arena now. It is the circular 360-degree domed arena, yeah.
Well, it's going to be strange because, we know they pretty much have two projects, like two unannounced things. Like there's job listings for the mobile game and there's job listings for some sort of action shooter. So some year at BlizzCon, like, we're going to see the map and there's going to be all these blocked off areas that are probably going to be for these other games. And then Diablo. The Diablo. I feel really bad for the Diablo fans.
Oh, poor Diablo.
Where's the next expansion, guys? Come on.
It's
interesting. If you guys were going to, guess on how long it is until World of Warcraft Surfs Up Champions, when do you think it will be after BlizzCon?
Well, you see, there's the obvious answer, which uses past example, and going by that. But the thing is, you were talking about the 77-day thing, Meg. There is obviously, since Ian has taken over, I think one of his main drives has been, let's get content out more regularly. Right. And I dare to dream that applies to expansions as well. And so there's a part of me which is kind of expecting it to be sooner than we think.
Like that'll be his mic drop.
Yeah, totally. I reckon it definitely will be. And they kind of did that when they because didn't they say, like, at the end of that announcement, oh, and we'll see you all in the alpha very soon. And then it didn't happen for like a year. But, you know, that mic drop was there, right? But I think with Ian, it could actually happen. Because I've like, you know when he took over and they were on that whiteboard that they borrowed from Bell was written, like, do not let there be a content drought ever. Yeah. We're going to keep to this 11-week schedule. Every 0.5 is going to happen on the 11 weeks. We're going to get it out. And I think that's going to apply to expansions as well.
Oh,
not 77 days. That'd be silly. But
on the topic of 77 days, right? So 7.3.2 doesn't bring the raid. So we know the raid's coming with 7.3.5, right?
Yeah.
What else is coming with 7.3.5? They also said that I think the quote is like, we have 1 to 2 more patches with Legion. So as much as, like, he could be like, on the expansion, but he could also drop something about Legion content.
I know, and this is kind of my worry, because that would also be cool, but it's not what we're there to hear, is it?
Oh, totally, yeah, but I wonder if they'll do their big expansion announcement and say, by the way, we hear you guys don't like 14-month gaps, so here's a little something.
Yeah. Or do you think they would do that bit first before the expansion reveal? Because do you think they would do that bit first with the expansion reveal? Because, I mean, before the expansion reveal. Because they'd be like, so we're going to talk about what's coming in WoW next. Obviously, we have Antorus, which is going to open on the 14th, say, you know, and then we've got the spoilery stuff that I won't spoil, which is going down in Silithus,
Right.
and what's going on around there. And here's more about that. Isn't that exciting? And then maybe in 11 weeks we're going to have a raid just to keep you all occupied. But why are we keeping you all occupied? What are you waiting for?
I think it's going to be the other way around.
You reckon
I
you
think it's going to
rebel?
be the big drop, and then everyone's freaking out, and everyone's just like riding the wave. And then, by the way, this cool stuff is happening in Legion to tide you up.
Oh yeah, do you think it'd be?
Oh gosh.
I like it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You cut
You
out.
know,
Wait,
I think
Taliesin, go back. You cut out. Go back.
Oh no!
Oh, what did I say? Well, you don't know, obviously. What did I look like I was saying?
What did it look like I was saying?
Just trust me, it was so insightful. I basically just told you what was going to happen. No,
Oh, okay.
That's a really good point. I reckon it'll be like all the new expansion. I've changed my mind. I'm with Bell and Evitel on this now. I
Mhm.
think they're going to be like, okay, so say Jaina will be leading us into this new adventure, next expansion. But that won't be the first adventure she leads you on.
Right.
Because
Yes,
before that,
yes.
we've got a little mini raid.
Yes. Good. I'm glad you agree
Yeah,
with
I know
me
you've won
now.
me over.
Good.
Well,
I thought you
right.
were
So
you know your stuff.
Yeah, I know my
Yeah.
stuff.
with Legion, right? Those like the pre-expansion invasions were hype as hell. Like the
Right.
amount of people who came back from that.
Yes.
There's no way Blizzard
That's what I
didn't
mean.
think, oh yeah, we'll just do the Fall of Theramore again, or like the Warlords pre-patch where you do 15
Mhm.
minutes of questing. There, I bet like let's just say it's an Azoth thing, right? They're going to, maybe try to make it all like Lovecraftian, and there's like coastal towns and people are going mad, and you got to find out what's going on. I feel like they're going to really put a big push into that pre-patch.
Yeah, I reckon
Maybe
so.
even have it like 2 or 3 months earlier than it normally
I'm calling
is.
it, mate. I'm calling it Naga invasions. Coastal areas will have like instance like Naga invasions, but it'll be like wave after wave of Nagas that you have to fight back.
They'll have
That's not
to.
exciting enough for me.
Oh
You're
no.
not excited by Naga invasions?
No, I've seen
Where's your
Naga.
soul?
I've seen Naga in the game since like the very beginning.
It's true.
And you wouldn't be excited by a Naga invasion?
Maybe.
You've changed. I don't know you.
there's an interesting like timeline that if they want to keep pushing, so we don't have like the Dragon Soul or the ICC effect, right, where we're in the same raid on the same content patch for 10 to 13 months, then they can't really push out anything that's like super over the top because beta has to be happening. Legion beta was 7 months. Like it was 7 months long from the start when I started making my first video to like the last one that I pooped out before like the expansion actually launched. It was 7 months long. And we're not saying that 8.0 will be the same beta cycle of 7 months, but at least like 4. That's like the bare minimum I can
7
think
months.
of. So I don't know how they can, if they're going to put something else out. And we have the last raid coming out after BlizzCon, right? The 14th of November is like the thought process here. And then that's going to take 3 or 4 months for most guilds to like clear it. Obviously, Method, Exorcist, whoever is going to be done in 2 weeks. And then where does like the game go from there? Because then by then you think like, oh, beta's going to drop. Because then we'll be testing beta. But if they launch more stuff in Legion to keep that not stale, I wonder, like, do we get another Hellia raid? Do we get a troll dungeon? Do we get some Jaina cool terrace something? We get our boat early? I don't know. We have no idea because the way that Team 2 works now, because of how large Team 2 is, which is the World of Warcraft team, is unlike any other expansion before. This is the most consistent patch, stuff, new dungeon. When was the last time we actually did dungeons or patched into the game, right? So that's a huge thing. We don't know what we're going. We honestly, as a WoW community, I don't know what even to expect.
Yeah, well, if the expansion comes out, say in June, right?
Sure.
So like maybe that's a little bit shorter than normal. So if like you'd normally think than like, yeah, the usual, and they do the pre-patch, and maybe it comes out a month before the pre-patch normally would, then like sure, there's maybe 8 months of the raid being out in the wild. But that's like only 2 months more than normal, and if that pre-patch has like super clever systems and stuff that they can just like, have some bonus events, like what they've done with past expansions, have some invasions, like that should be enough to keep people pretty excited, especially if they manage to top the Legion pre-patch.
Okay, so Christy Golden's new novel is slated for a May release. before the storm.
Before the storm.
How long before Legion hit did the Illidan novel come out?
They've
to
flipped and flopped on
Amazon.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Google
If
it.
I remember right, I think some of the 6 months before, but other ones are like a literally.
Yeah. And I mean, and yeah, there's a reason why that's slated for when it is. You know, there is a reason for that.
Right.
So I don't know. One thing for sure is they have a plan, because I've got more faith in Ian to have his stuff together than I have in anyone that's ever run Warcraft. And I feel like he is meticulous and he knows what he wants in that respect.
Sure.
And he wants there to be this flow of content. It's one of the reasons I like Ian so much. I think like he's really clued in. He knows what he wants from the game. And a lot of it is what I want from the game as well. That's why I think I just really like him. And I'm certain, 100% sure they'll have a plan.
Oh yeah.
And there will be something. So whatever, like what the meat of that content is, you know, open for speculation. But I'm certain there will be stuff at regular intervals. There won't be a drought as we know it.
At least nothing we've experienced before, even if because beta, despite what the community's perception thinks of that when it's out, isn't actually content that is palpable or even tangible for many people. Because only so many people get access to it. Like you can watch streams or YouTube videos will be out about it, but you're not playing it on live. You're still just like standing in Storm Shield like we were for however long in Warlords waiting for Legion to come out, hitting your red button and then logging off and playing some other game. Right? They're not going to do that again, which is why the team that is behind World of Warcraft now is a scary one from like our perspective, because they could just keep rolling, right? They could just go for it.
What I think what's sort of happened with them is, so sometimes if you aim really high and you miss the mark,
Right.
you've accrued all of this debt on like the early work that you've done on that content. And that means that there's, you know, the expansion itself has less stuff. Also, you've really inefficiently used your time. So I have to wonder if the core reason why the dev team is kind of on fire at the minute is because they're being more realistic with themselves. They're actually maybe toning down the level of awesomeness, but like they're toning down the quantity of content or whatever in their heads when they're in pre-production so they can actually execute on what they want, which to me pretty much seems like what that 77-day cycle is.
Yeah,
so like less technical debt, less wasted time, all that stuff.
I agree with that, but you've also got to remember that they scrapped some like rubbish little island off the coast of the Broken Isles and turned that into Argus. I mean, they upgraded there. They did the opposite of that.
Totally.
Yeah.
I think that that probably happened because they went with these conservative estimates and just realized, wow, we're crushing it. Let's do Argus. Why not? That was, you know, I have to wonder if that was ever going to be an expansion or if they didn't know what to do there. But it's funny thinking back to like all the videos about Thaldranath is cancelled, Legion is dead, it's Warlords 2.0. And it totally wasn't that at all. That was a really good thing to cut.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, there's a
that'll be the big thing. That'll be like the bingo game after the announcement, isn't it? Which of these zones will be cut before the expansion?
Well,
which one's it going to be? My money's on that one there.
Yeah, it's always the first like data mined map during beta, and then like another couple of builds later, the data mined map changes and something is missing. You're like, oh, it's already been cut. Ah, yeah, that's how it was before. Oh, geez, it always happens like that. But so I guess then to focus back on like Legion now and sort of like not a retrospective, but we know that we've only got maybe 8 months more of this expansion ish, right? It doesn't look like they want to push to 2 years on an expansion, but they definitely aren't doing their yearly one, which that was a really dumb idea. Why would they ever anyway? So year and a half, year and 10 months, somewhere in that bread and butter zone, right? The Goldilocks zone, if their dev time is this 11-week period where something's coming out every 77 days, be it a patch or the beta or then the expansion, right? You just kind of push it forward. How do you think Legion has been so far? Like, what do you want to stay in the game? And you can get specific or not. And what do you want to just be gone forever? Ben,
Yeah, like
what do you want?
favorite expansion in recent memory? Like, it's great. I've got some personal reservations about World Quest and stuff like that, which I've talked about on the channel, in that I think there's other games that have more dynamic systems that sort of encourage more social stuff, which is something Destiny 2 sometimes does really well. But looking at Legion, like, it brought Mythic Plus, so that's perfect. Like, for me, it's like I do game dev stuff as well, so it's really hard to find the time to raid. But with Mythic Plus, like, you can go and do proper, meaningful content. It feels different every week, especially now that I've started doing tanking and healing more, and you feel those affixes so much. So yeah, I think Mythic Plus has been the best thing. My favorite sort of like side little experiment thing is they've been doing these cool little single player things. So I know Withered Army training is not everyone's favorite, and you know, some of us don't have the Fox mount yet, but I think stuff like that's really cool. Chromie was really cool for me as well, because it felt like there was some game design coming from almost a different genre of game where it's, you know, you're relying on like your actual problem solving skills, stuff like the dungeon at the end of the unicorn, Lucid Nightmare, that was it.
Oh,
like as much as I know some people, like, I did my video and then I got loads of messages that were like, dude, I just wasted 8 hours of my life and your video got me to do it and I don't have the mount. But
no, what?
Like the creativity that's went into that system is awesome. The 7-2, we were talking like last night, the 7-2 class challenges are awesome. So looking at the next expansion, like there's so much stuff to take in terms of the systems. Not sure about, and if we get onto Destiny, I'd like to bring up infusions and Titan Forging and how all that stuff could work. But I think what I'm most interested to see what they do next time around is how do we see the gearing be tweaked from the Legion model? Because Legion was like such a new way of doing it. I think that's the main thing. And then, of course, we'll see what happens with Legendaries, I guess.
Yeah, totally. And I think the things that are annoying or wrong about Legion, so that it's quite easy to get caught up on them. Like there's the whole Titanfall thing. There's like the meme of the RNG and the Legendaries and stuff like that. But when you think about what Legion has introduced into the game, that you know is like going to be mainstays of the game for years and years to come, because they are awesome systems. I thought that Suramar was one of like the greatest things that WoW
Suramar.
has ever done.
Yes.
Like whether you actually liked the story or you got annoyed by it or not, the fact there was this end level zone, which was almost entirely just narrative driven, which took you weeks to do, and it was like playing a single player RPG, as well as all the multiplayer stuff that comes naturally at endgame as well. It was awesome. I thought that was the best thing that Legion had done. And then Mythic Plus I got really into. And I was like, no, this is incredible. This is the best thing that Legion has done. And it's made me a better player. I play through these dungeons more. I know more about the specs than I ever would have done before, you know, and it's just great fun at various different, like whatever level you're playing at. It's awesome and rewarding. And I thought that was the best thing Legion had done. And then the Mage Tower came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the most awesome thing that's ever happened. Like the Mage Tower is phenomenal. And what do you get? What do you get from the Mage Tower? Nothing. You get an artifact skin.
Yeah.
You get like a cosmetic reward. And like Blizzard are always talking about, like, how do we incentivize people to run our content? And it's always been, well, if we want people to do scenarios, we have to make sure they get loads of Valor points and things like that. But the rewards, the Mage Tower proves that the challenge and like a non-power based reward can be enough, and that people will like enjoy the challenge of kind of bettering themselves and mastering this one scenario, this one boss fight, for in some cases quite an underwhelming artifact skin. And I think we'll definitely see. I think we'll definitely see more of that. I think we're going to see in the next expansion.
Yeah, and I have to agree with both of you guys on that. But one thing that I really hope doesn't follow us is just order hall followers.
Oh, you
like sending and the app. To be honest, like that, I don't see the value in it. It doesn't make me actually playing the game. It makes me feel like I'm just doing a chore. And I know that there's the grind, right? But I just don't see the value in keeping that around. I don't want any more of that.
I'd like it if they kept the followers, but made it so that they were like the combat champion people. And back in Warlords, you could level them up, I think, and they give you like little quests and they get new abilities. If they had that to the tier where and this is something that's like only really there for like a casual player, I suppose. So you can have like a buddy to help you out in the world. But being able to have like almost NPC companions that have depth and content and interesting stuff going on, that would be new.
You can
Doing
romance.
a mission table.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. That's BioWare.
Yes.
That's BioWare.
You know it. Come on.
I mean,
cannot be the Shadow Thief who wants to romance my Naifu.
No,
it can't just be me.
I too want to have a romantic dinner with Meatball. You have no idea. But not all of us can do that. But yeah. Well, there's parts of other games that they always pull apart and amalgamate for themselves. So that's how Blizzard is a company in a way. They're almost like, and I say this in an endearing fashion, they're kind of akin to Weird Al Yankovic and his parodies of other people's amazing songs. He takes them and makes them his own. Because that's what they've done with so many other games. Like that's what Hearthstone is, what Hero is, what Overwatch is. All these other systems and parts of World of Warcraft that evolved over time. I would argue, and Bella probably has videos about this, I'm sure, in the webway there.
18 of them.
Yeah, exactly. That aren't even original to World of Warcraft. They're just not a Blizzard designed thing. Their version of it is. So I do wonder, like, because every other expansion, it seems like, they have fine-tuned a system that they basically beta tested before. So outside of the actual numerical balancing, when the new talent system came in MoP, it was dreadful. And then it was like, in Warlords, and now it's fine, right? Barring PvP, PvE nonsense that continuously keeps happening, because why do they get 2 talent trees now? But like every other expansion, it feels like they leapfrog one where they've been basically live beta testing a feature or a whole expansion, and like then it becomes something that's like, oh, okay. So we've got the first incarnation of these systems now. So what stays, what goes, and what is improved and actually goes like, because a lot of people have a lot of problems with Mythic Plus, as you both brought up how good it is a system overall, but it's been changed multiple times as expansion.
Yeah.
So where does that go in 8.0? And that's what I just wonder, why is that panel at BlizzCon, the World of Warcraft What's Next, and it's a whole panel only about that, because normally if we get like an expansion announcement before, remember it's like only in the opening ceremony, and it's like that 12-minute block, and that's it. Because they'll have the Q&A, and that's all they have. But this is the first year we've had, that I remember recently, that has an hour that says what's next for World of Warcraft on it. So I'm really wondering what they're going to do.
It
The
depends.
Legion expansion announcement was pretty long.
Oh, sorry.
At Gamescom, wasn't it?
Oh, go ahead, Tally. What? Oh, well, it was half an hour at Gamescom. And it was it was stuff we already knew. It was all about patch 7.3, wasn't it? It was just like
I mean the Legion announcement at Gamescom the year before that.
Was
It
it
was
that?
long.
Was it long?
Yeah, no, they did an hour, and then there was everyone got really hyped for the Q&A that had details, and it was just a recap like 2 days later. But yeah, it was an hour.
It was a lot. I remember lots of cutaways, and the audience probably not understanding what they were saying because they talked in English, obviously, and everyone was mostly German there, which was
and also
weird.
it's Gamescom, not everyone was even there for WoW.
Correct.
Ghost, what's going on?
Yeah, being at a Gamescom now, I can very comfortably say that the convention center at the Kohlmesse, I'm going to pronounce it wrong because I'm a hideous American, but is massive. Like, they could fit multiple BlizzCons at the Anaheim Convention Center like 3 or 4 times in Gamescom. So like the little part of that was only for Legion was obviously just like a part of a hall in one of the huge rooms. So yeah, it was a weird place to put it, but it was cool that they had something over there, because every time, like, you guys have to fly across the whole world to get here, right? To go to BlizzCon. So it was neat that they actually had something over the pond for the first time in a long time to actually do that. But I still feel it's all these things that we've been talking about the earlier part of the show, and like I have here, like, you know, light, void, water, boats, sub races, all this kind of stuff. They pander a little bit to us when they give us what we want, kind of a deal.
Yeah.
But then I also wonder just like what we don't even know is going to happen.
Yeah, what is the Mythic Plus of the next expansion? Like, what's the next new big thing? It's a title feature. But
yeah,
I think that'll be a lot of the core of what that new What's Next panel is.
Yeah.
I saw a whole bunch of people, just little boat aside, I love them. A lot of people have said that like the traversal system for the Vindicar, where you're like moving it between the 3 different zones. A lot of people think, oh, that could work, if you're going between docks or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's whatever they decide to revamp next. My personal hope is that it is world content. It's like making that awesome and dynamic, and sort of like you can just go into a zone, stay there for hours because the zone's kind of reacting to what players are doing. What makes that really hard is cross-realm stuff, which, because I've been trying to think of like designs how to make that interesting, but if a player can like be in any shard whenever they want, how do you balance that? Bit of a tricky one.
I don't think the Mythic Plus Invitational would have happened if in their 8.0 meetings they were thinking, we're going to scrap that, aren't we? Like, no more Mythic Plus. We're going to get rid of that. Let's just have one little Mythic Plus Invitational before we... Just like, go out with a bang. I don't think that's happening, is it? And it was a massive success as well. So, I mean, I think we're going to see dungeons in the next expansion which are designed with Mythic Plus in mind in a way that the Legion dungeons
weren't. Yeah. That'll be one thing, but that's what I always wonder about, because because when we knew like the character VUs are coming, so we know we have like Goblin and Worgen models to look forward to. Like we know these little things that we know are going to happen. But that's what I really wonder about, is what is Ian going to say that is something that we didn't in our community side find, data mine, predict, theory craft, anything, because that's what and when they absorb all of our goo right back through the CM team and it filters back through them, they're just chuckling in their dev meetings going like they have no idea, right? Or they're like, oh, they got that right, but that's all wrong. Like I don't know what that's going to happen at this BlizzCon, because it's a weird pacing of it where we know there's so much more Legion to come, but we know they're at that tempo where they're just like they're going for it.
Yeah, there's one tease that they made ages ago that we haven't really brought up, and they haven't really brought it up either, but with the level scaling, right? They I think it was in a Q&A or something, they said, well, we're putting it in Legion because we want to see how it goes, and, maybe after Legion that's going to expand out into other zones. I've got to wonder, like, what are they going to do there? Because, like, I don't know, what do you guys think?
I know what I want them to do.
Yeah.
Which is introduce level scaling across the old world within the various expansions, and I would love to see what looks like might be happening in Silithus, perhaps, where there's some phasing going on. So actually, a lot of the content in the next expansion does take place in the old world, but without destroying it like Cataclysm had to. If it's kind of phased in differently, maybe.
Yeah. So if you're there in a max level character, like. They finally repaired the Cataclysm. It only took 7 years, but they put the fire out.
Exactly.
I mean, so there's just different stuff happening in a zone if you are playing through 8.0 content than if you're leveling. Yeah. So if you're leveling, it's as it is now, but you're going through it again now at level 113 or whatever as you're leveling up, making your way to 120. And it's different because there's current story quests there and things going down because it's phased and sharded or whatever.
We'll have to wait and see. I just think they're gonna do something that is going to be that mic drop moment where like the whole hall A is just gonna be like that audible gasp and then the cheer, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna have to be something interesting, but I really wonder what it's gonna be, because to turn this topic, stay on BlizzCon, but Bell like grazed past it. The job descriptions on the Blizzard Entertainment website that basically like detail 2 different games. So like I had down here like shooter, action, mobile. Are they working on new IPs? Is it the Warcraft trilogy RTS remaster because they just did the remaster of StarCraft and Brood War? Are we like the remastered Ultimate Battle Chest edition? Like are we getting basically like the Square Enix Final Fantasy VII treatment, or are we getting like 2 new games? Like are they gonna go, because they've gone from 3 to 4 IPs, then technically to 7 if you want to count the movie, and then they have job listings for basically 2 separate games.
Yeah,
like,
so right, we pretty much know the PC one is not F4 because it's like an action-y, shootery game.
Right.
Makes me wonder, are they going, this is totally like out of left field, but imagine if they were to at some stage announce a kind of like, first person, or not first person, like a narrative action game set in the Warcraft universe, or something like that. Because I've been thinking they sort of need something to inject a whole bunch of new like lore and stuff into the game, because they can't be doing just light and void all the time. But WoW expansion, because it's an MMO, is not the best place to tell a story, because it's an MMO. It's kind of tricky to do that stuff. It's like a little side thing. I guess, yeah, a mobile game. That's what really has been puzzling, because I think the job listings, well, there was like a mobile strategy game, which pretty much is like Clash of Clans or the Star Wars one.
Yeah,
I think it was described as a mobile RTS MMO.
Yeah.
Like
it's very specific. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that's very specific.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine for a second that is going to be a new IP.
Sure.
That's going to be using established Blizzard IP. I'd be amazed if it wasn't Warcraft, but it could just as easily be StarCraft or Diablo, you know, and using that. But I can't imagine that's going to be a new IP. It wouldn't surprise me if that was Warcraft 1 on mobile.
Ooh.
Just moved over.
Well,
I think it'd be easy enough to do.
And you had, this came up in the BTS podcast, which we rambled on for a while, but I have to spotlight what Taliesin, you brought up, if they were going to make a game that is a new game, but not based off a current IP, with the way that the hype for this type of game is out there right now. What did you say that you think Blizzard might make?
Battle Royale, mate. Okay, totally Battle Royale. And I've actually thought about this, and it's going to be a Battle Royale, but they're not going to use a single Blizzard IP. It's going to be like a Heroes of the Storm thing. They're going to get a Battle Royale with like StarCraft and Warcraft and Diablo, and they're going to put them all into a Battle Royale, and whoever wins, their game gets to live.
Yeah.
And when Diablo loses, gets cut. And that's their excuse. They're like, Diablo always lost the battle. That's the end of Diablo.
Just no.
Yeah,
because I feel that hype train is kind of coming up, hasn't it?
You don't think right now is in, well, right now he's probably eating breakfast, but like, you don't think right now he's in Blizzard HQ going, well, he's probably in Anaheim actually going, move the balloons a bit higher, like that. But like,
oh, don't, no.
He is, he's like, no, put the stage over there, like that. And
his voice is so on point, though.
He's going to be going, look, he's like, guys, what a year it's been. What we really need, Battle Royale. and everyone will be like, Mike, are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure the Battle Royale train is left. Make it happen, people. Don't make me get Metzen out. You don't think it's going to happen? You genuinely don't think it's going to happen? You're the kind of person that poo-pooed the idea. I see you now, babe. I see you like that. Battle pets? Nah, mate, that'll never happen. They'll never do that. What, Pokemon in Warcraft? They'll never do it, mate. They'll never do it.
Do you think,
no.
Do you think it'll just be a battle pet game?
No. Although, I would love to see some more integration of that.
What?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
World of Warcraft Battle Pets Go.
Yes.
I could, do you know what? I could totally see that as that next expansion. Like a Pokemon style, going out and collecting your pets in like the real world, in a Pokemon Go type thing. But that doesn't fall under the MMO RTS description.
No, it doesn't.
Of their. So I mean,
do you think we'll get some Warcraft augmented reality going on, like?
Ooh.
You know or VR.
That's a question that Bella would know more about, because the VR market is a real thing. Do you think Blizzard's going to break into the VR market?
Nope.
No. Nope.
So
next topic, I get.
VR is like nowhere near being enough for someone like Blizz to go on. Right now, it's like little small demos and things. I love it, but it's VR strange. Like, we're getting to the stage where the headsets and stuff are actually coming down in price.
Right.
And to be honest, like, so in Unity, to set yourself up in a VR dev environment takes 5 minutes. You like go to the asset store and you're like, Steam VR, click, drag, done. And you've got like your little prefab for your 2 Steam controllers or your 2 Vive things.
Right.
Still don't think they'll do it, but at some point, because one thing the VR is really good for is like installations and marketing and promo. So I wouldn't be surprised if like one BlizzCon you arrive and like there's the Warcraft experience, you like put your headset on and you're in the middle of the battlefield. Because like they just increased Steam VR to I think 33 square feet. So like you can have this big, like expansive sort of thing. But you know, if I was to be more terrible and cynical, right? We already like Heroes of Warcraft is a subtitle. We've got Hearthstone Heroes of Warcraft.
Yep.
I wonder if they'll just kind of do another entry to like that and sort of have it in there. Because like Warcraft's got a sort of cutesy, chunky art style that works pretty well in phones. Everything's super readable. So like, I could see Warcraft going to it. Maybe Overwatch. Maybe, because
that's what
got to cash in that Overwatch money.
I mean, you breezed over it in chat, brought it up like, you know, the Overwatch single player campaign is a thing, right? That we all kind of like theorized about. Obviously, many of us want the Warcraft 3, if not the Warcraft Trilogy remaster. I remember talking to Krendor on his show 2 years ago about it. But that's why this BlizzCon's going to be interesting, because last year's was kind of like, okay. But this year it hits at a weird tempo. Are we getting a Warcraft movie 2 announcement as well? Like, is that kicking back up again? It made a ton of money, Taliesin. That's all they care about.
Not, is the answer to that.
Maybe we'll get like the Rogue One of Warcraft, right? Maybe we'll have like a little spin-off in the Warcraft world, but with new, fresh characters, introducing people to the universe.
Mate, I don't know why we're bothering
without
with
all the
movie.
baggage.
We need the Netflix series. That's what we need.
Yes,
no one wants
those.
another Warcraft movie. Well,
I say yes to anything.
But we all know it works so much better with a Netflix series.
Yeah,
That'd be amazing.
So here's the thing, right? Legendary is basically, I think it's Dalian Wanda or something, like one of those like creepy megacorps that are normally a dystopian thing. And it's like, no, we actually have a few of them. They are like the majority owners of Legendary. Now, if you take like Pacific Rim, didn't make a massive amount of money. But there's Pacific Rim 2, and a lot of looking at that, it seems like it's aimed at the Chinese market.
Of course.
So
every movie
I
is
would
now.
not. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Warcraft 2, the movie, like they boot off Duncan Jones because he's too much of an auteur who cares about characters.
Aww.
And they just kind of do like a big CG bonanza that's aimed at that market.
Yeah.
Which I don't.
I mean, I kind of feel like
not the core of what people love about the franchise.
I think Blizzard like Duncan Jones because I think they like what he bought, and I think they like how true he stayed to the vision. And whatever happens, I mean, don't forget, like the reason long for that movie to get made because of the amount of influence that Blizzard had on it, and they weren't happy with the way that Sam Raimi wanted to take it, and they were behind a lot of those delays until they found someone that they were happy directing it. And I think Blizzard certainly are on Duncan Jones's side, and he's up for it.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah,
yeah.
It's tricky. Like he's one of my favorite directors.
Oh God, he's amazing. I went to did a Q&A and just
you
like
went to
about
that with Kermode.
Yeah, that's right.
Cool.
It was some really sort of insightful process of making it, and the Blizzard side of making it, and their involvement in it as well. It was really interesting, and I'd love to see what he could do with another movie. And he described what the trilogy was in his head. Yeah. You know, it is the story of Thrall, sort of thing. Was the 3 movies that he wanted to, you know, make.
Post credits, the final one's just like Mattson walks in frame.
Yeah, totally.
Of course.
Announces his return to Blizzard.
So that's.
But I thought there was some great stuff in that movie. I loved it. I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it a lot more. Like I guess the American critics did.
You're not gonna
it was weird that very first like week of it coming out when like all the shows were super strange. I ended up at the premiere in Dublin, which was odd because after the movie, no one really. It's like there's people who enjoyed it, but everyone had been Rotten Tomatoes. Everyone's like, what do we do? Bizarre.
You're not.
I liked it.
You're not gonna get me as a film nerd, film student talk about that movie because that would be a whole other show by itself. So I want to give you guys some soapbox or some shout out times to sort of wrap us up here. If you have anyone you want to thank or to make sure that you tail end, I'm gonna prep you for this one, Taliesin. I'm gonna go to Bellular first, then you. But if you could give me like an on the spot closing of your video, that would be great. Like how you close the weekly reset kind of stuff with you guys on the couch. So.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, like.
Should we get on the couch?
What, right?
I don't know if your mic would work for that far. Well, yeah, but just yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you have enjoyed this episode of Final Boss TV, don't thank us.
Thank our patrons.
You can thank us if you want because we have worked It's been quite a long video. And Bellular, you know, he's sweating. Look at him. He's almost done. He needs a rest. Don't thank us though. No, thank Bay's amazing patrons who make this show happen and who support it with, I assume, their real life actual money.
Yeah.
And if you didn't enjoy it, don't patron. And send the patrons hate mail and downvote the shit out of it. And remember, this channel is called Bellular. This is Bellular's channel, and it's all down to him.
Oh God, is it my turn now? This is so
Where's
built
the
up.
diss track, Bellular?
We'll do you a beat, Bell.
I do not want to tank the show by embarrassing myself, but you know, I'll get a ghostwriter. We'll do something. I mean, it's funny. I don't have anything to plug really. I'm a weird dinosaur. I've been around YouTube for a while, so yeah. I guess thank you to my patrons. You guys have really helped me get a video editor on. Thank you to Connell, who's my video editor. I now have a life in like apart from Warcraft because of him. If I was to plug anything, I would plug this week's episode of the Weekly Reset. It is brilliant. You will get a good chuckle. So head over there.
Oh shucks.
Awesome.
You're
Cheers,
welcome.
man.
It's right there. It's the mounts
Feel
and
quite
sub
emotional.
races of next expansion, plus Evitel's BlizzCon predictions, World of Warcraft news, really long YouTube titles.
Really long title.
Yeah, because you know, the longer they are, the less clickbaiting, isn't it? Because then no one
Stuff those keywords
you
in.
didn't describe it properly in your title.
Yeah.
Didn't describe it like we described it as we use up every letter in that title. We got as much description in there as we could.
We did.
It's the opposite of clickbait.
No, it literally.
If
That
I
is,
could, I'd don't watch this video at the end. But there wasn't enough room. That's how
Right.
anti-clickbait we are.
Yep. It stops.
Fact.
Not clickbait.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huge news, not clickbait.
Novel did one of those videos.
Both.
Yeah. What was Noble's not clickbait video he did a little while
Oh,
ago?
that was great.
It was really
that's
good.
Like 500,000.
Yeah, I actually have to look up the title he put for it. This is like totally off script. We're burning time. We're at like, I need to know, what did he title it? It was a little while ago.
Oh, I've got it. Speculating on the future of WoW. You will not know what comes next. Clickbait.
Yeah,
No, it's okay. It's okay. You really won't believe it. It's all a load of shit. You won't believe it. So.
yeah. Oh my gosh, it totally works though. Oh man.
Well, you know what you're getting with lore. You know, like it's impossible for him to go, mate, because you know what a lore video is like.
Right.
You know it's gonna be well put together. You know it's gonna be interesting, whatever it's on. So like it's impossible. Like same with Bell. Like Bell can't. We make fun of our own titles and our own videos and stuff. But you know, with Bell, you're getting a well thought out, well reasoned, descriptive, interesting video with some cool footage, probably of Sargeras punching Azeroth. It's gonna be amazing. That's what you're getting. And so like, you know,
What?
it's not like Warcraft Bible. You know, where like there's some pictures of some boobs and there's like some clickbaity title, and you watch one video and then you go, oh right, I feel dirty, like I've just eaten like 12 chicken wings or something. Like it's not like that. You're going to come away from a Bellular video feeling refreshed and incited and learned and wise.
Yes.
And thoroughly entertained.
So
My
I was
name is
gonna,
Michael Bell, and I agree with this message.
I wanted you guys to like do your little shout outs and soapbox, but you just basically talked about Bellular for 2 minutes there. So I guess is that your soapbox? That's
Yeah, mate.
That's pretty much our soapbox. I guess we also just want to say that, and we've said this already, but we are going to be at BlizzCon. Please come and find us and say hi.
Yeah.
And you know, if we're out there looking particularly lost, we're at Con Before the Storm at 6 p.m. Come and say hi if you want to see us on the other side of a table. In that context.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That'll be really good. Just come and say hi. And just thanks everyone who's allowed us to have a really fun year making Warcraft.
Yeah.
It's been really good.
I hope we can keep doing it.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah.
And thanks for having us on this show.
Yeah.
Another little dream come true.
Yeah, that too.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
Pretty much done. We only started this channel because we wanted a ticket to BlizzCon.
Yeah.
We wanted beta access for the next expansion. We wanted to be on Final Boss. And we wanted to be rude about Bell. And we've done all of those things now. So we're done.
Now we have beta
Pigs?
access.
Yeah.
Don't,
right?
When are we
give
going to
it.
access Bay?
Don't give it a chat.
Is Bay prepared for this? Are we going to tell him that we're going to access him? Or
Just get in there.
You're gonna have a rumbly week, Bay.
You only can have access, Taliesin, if you're wearing my face shirt all over you.
Yeah, that's
your
the
face
key.
shirt or your
That's
face thong?
Oh, come on.
Thong.
No,
Put it on.
it's a shirt. It's a shirt. Yeah, I think I'm seriously gonna buy one of those. So brilliant.
Do you know what I would buy, Bay?
Hmm.
I would buy some cool yellow glasses, which were somehow augmented so that when I put them on, okay, that picture of your face was imposed on other people's faces. So everywhere I looked was Bay. And then sometimes I could press a button and it would change it to Bellular's cartoon face, his magnificent Herculean chin.
That's a lot of
And
chin.
that would be my Christmas right there.
Mm. That's what you're getting this
Get
year.
me for Christmas, please.
Yep,
Oh my god.
that's sorted.
Well then, I
A
have.
winter veil.
Oh right, sorry. There's no Christmas.
yeah.
There's only winter.
We talked about this, okay? Calm down. Jeez, yeah, I'd buy those if those were boxers. Oh, in due time. Okay, come on. Just it takes time to. I want to get that stuff.
If you did make them as boxers, would you have the button bit at the front where your mouth is?
I mean, it depends on where the logo lines up. I don't know. I wouldn't really control that.
Because
It's all-
that'd be an opportunity missed if you didn't, wouldn't it? If when I was going to the bathroom, wearing my Bay face boxers, and if I didn't have the chance for my tiny willy to
same.
come out of your mouth,
This is like really going somewhere.
why would I even buy the boxers if that can happen? I say tiny. If it was coming out of your mouth, it'd be massive.
Yeah. No,
That
that's
would
why it would be there.
Yeah.
That's why it would be there. Just because.
I'd go to the toilet probably like 6 times a day. To
Yeah.
make that happen.
Yeah.
Even if I didn't really need to, I'd force it out.
Yeah. This is why you're with him, right? This is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my Bay briefs.
Yeah.
I was like, "Do you want to go out tonight?" She's like, "No." Who are you? And I was like, "Look at these. What do you reckon of these, eh?" And
Yeah.
she was like, "Is that Bay?" I was like, "Yeah." You want to see where his mouth is?
I mean, I'm fine with all of this. Please. Just.
You
that's-
invented the Bay briefs. You can't invent Bay briefs and then
Oh god.
you can't get
you
precious
can't-
about it, Bay.
I know it's fine. It's fine. I love like the little bits that cut out. It makes the joke so much better. It's like there's something else.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's totally okay. I heard like almost all of that. Yeah. Yeah.
You probably
this
heard
is-
all the good stuff.
Yeah.
There wasn't any good stuff.
The cutout part of the YouTube vid. Yeah, we have to like just cut this end bit. I have a little bit of things to throw out there. I'll be at BlizzCon as well. Obviously, as we've went over on the show a couple times. Again, there are giveaways to do after the show is all wrapped up and done here. And there's a Final Butts meetup. Details will be posted in my Discord. Anyone can join the Discord channel. The link's down below, or it's on the channel guide. You can get a channel command for that right now, I'm sure, as the VOD catches up. But if you see me as well, there is sort of a like a selfie thing going on. It's hashtag Find Bay. It's because of the shirt again. Because the name of the shirt is I'll Be Your Bay, but it's my name, okay? It's like a bay of water, not the BAE madness, which is fine. You can get that with Taliesin Evitel shirt because T&E is Bay. See, this is different, okay? Get that shirt for that, and get this shirt for just having me all over you if that's what you're into. But I will be live streaming from the BlizzCon floor on day 1 on Friday, 1:45 to 4:45. Is that right? It's like an hour and a half somewhere with some setup time or whatever. Yeah, it starts at 1:45 and until 3:45, I think, or 3:30. And so that'll be a live stream. If you missed the live stream from the BlizzCon floor, I'll of course have the VOD cut and put up on YouTube. There's also Saturday morning, I have an interview with Ian Hazakostas and Alex Afrasiabi, which is a weird pairing because lead dev and story guy. I don't know. You have questions. If you have questions for me, I'll be asking in the BlizzCon Discord channel again in my Discord when I'm like prepping for the interview. And if you missed the interview, of course, it'll be recorded and that'll be cut and put up on YouTube as well. There's going to be probably a travel vlog of sorts where I'm probably bumping around into madness with Taliesin Evitel because I have to chaperone them because they're new to this side of the world, sort of. One of them is. And the micro interview video that'll come out as well, like the normal stuff I do. I'll try to bump into a bunch of my friends that are there and have that go online as well. So that's my plan. Only 4 videos, unlike Bellular's 85. So depending on how many videos you'd like Taliesin Evitel, you'll have 3 or 4. I'll have 3 or 4, and Bellular has 3.5 dozen. Pick what you'd like. It's up to you. There'll be a lot of stuff coming out in the next couple of days with all of us. So, but I think that's it. Sign off time. Should I hit the music button now? I think we've been talking for like 2 hours and 15 or so minutes. All set? Thumbs up?
Drop it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Can we get...
Thanks,
There we go.
Can we get Bellular's best impression of Khadgar saying knowledge is power?
Oh no, I need whiskey for this.
That's probably what Khadgar drinks too, yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
You can do
I
it.
put him on the spot.
I did.
He needs at least 2 hours in makeup. You know that.
Knowledge is power, frat. Nah. Knowledge is power, friend.
Yeah.
We did it.
Surfs Up Adventurers.
We did it. It's Surfs Up Adventures.
Champions.
Yeah, champions.
Sponge is going to be tubular, dude.
What? No! I mean, that should be a
I caught
bumper
my
sticker.
first tube today.
Oh, God. Thank you all for tuning in to episode 154 of Final Boss TV. Normally your WoW in-game rating show, of course. The spec interviews are on the horizon, but we have a lot of community stuff to do. The pre-BlizzCon special was today's episode. I actually don't have this prepared, but I'm going to slap this up on the screen. We do have the post-BlizzCon show that is coming up. I'm going to slap this over my face right there. This is on November the 12th. I'll be sitting down with Preach and Novel with a little bit of Andy, little ghosty on the side there, creeping in. That is on November the 12th. Of course, more details on that show later.
Preach's chin.
Yeah,
chin bro. Yes.
You haven't seen that image yet. Quiet. Do you haven't? No, you don't know. But
You've
again,
been out-chinned, Bellular.
kind of. But if you've missed the show, of course, it'll be on YouTube. If you're watching right now, the red subscribe button is somewhere. Or if you want to support the show directly, of course, you can put me all over yourself with that shirt or other ones if you'd like. I love saying that. It's just terrible. Or, of course, subscribe here on Twitch to keep the show rolling, of course. When the Legion beta starts, we'll have beta show, or the 8.0 beta starts like Legion. We had a whole bunch of shows and the coverage. I made 143 videos during that period of time. Goodness me. But we'll probably have some catch-up videos for Legion during the next tier to catch up on like Warlocks, Rogues, Hunters, Mages, that kind of stuff. We'll see those in the future. But around the table again, there's Bellular. You can go follow him on a YouTube channel that actually has a name at Bellular Gaming. Thank you for being on the show again. Michael, I appreciate your time, sir.
Pleasure as always.
And there's Taliesin and Evitel, whose YouTube is...
Dramatic
I don't
pause.
know what... Actually, just if you type this in, it works.
Yeah, it's like a magic key. It's like a special door you have to knock on.
It is. It is.
And we'll let
if
you
do
in.
it, bay chibbies all over the
Yeah,
screen,
I'll be
just like
amazing.
raining down. It's like one of those codes you put into like your doodle.
It'd be amazing.
Yeah.
But
Everyone is welcome. Come on in. Join us. Surfs Up, champion.
Surfs Up Champion. Is that the tagline of 8.0 now? Like the unofficial
Yeah.
one?
It'd be like Wrath of Ashara, Surfs Up champion.
I think hopefully these memes get circulated because that's about a lot of this show. I can't imagine how many clips have been made of this show. I'm actually curious now. I'm gonna look. Over 24. All right, well that's good. We're starting off. Yeah. But again, TE, thank you very much for your time on the show. They also have a Twitter that is much easier to find. Just Taliesin Evitel. You can go follow them on that. And just Google their YouTube. Unless
That's
you
really
actually
our subtitle of the channel.
Yeah,
Taliesin
Google it,
Evitel Games. Just Google it.
Just Google it.
yeah.
Mate.
Unless
In
you
fact, that's pretty. That's how we could start our show, even our news show. It's like some stuff happened this week. Just Google it. Some wowhead.
I think it's a good format. I think we found our new format.
yeah.
Why are you watching it? Like, you're only gonna complain about a joke. Why did girls don't game anyway? Why are you watching this channel?
Yeah.
She's not even
Google it.
real. She's a robot, right?
Yeah. Just Google it, man.
Yep.
But you two have been adorable. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. I can't wait to see you this week.
Yeah, we'll see you IRL.
Yeah, what
be
the
sweet,
hell
man.
is that?
You are going to be very surprised at
How
everyone's
tall
very
you
surprised
are?
when they meet me. Yeah,
That's
they're very.
true.
Everyone who only knows me from the
Cute.
channel, we've met like people who've come up to us in the street. They're always like, oh, "Are you Taliesin Evitel?" And we're like, "Yeah, yeah." And they're like, "Wow, you're really tall."
How tall are you?
I'm about this tall, give or take. I'm 6'3", Bay.
I mean, okay. I mean, I'm only like 5'11", so you're a good whole head above me. I'll
The
hug
thing
you
is,
really well.
because-
I'll just nuzzle into that beard of yours. Is that okay?
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
I'll nuzzle you. You're safe with me. Don't worry, I'll keep you safe.
Okay.
You know, I mean, like, but no, because Evitel's like, you know, quite a bit shorter than me, but she's got a very long back, hasn't she? She's got a very long
What does
torso.
that mean?
So when we sit next to each other, it looks like
So if
she's
I
actually,
stood-
and that's
yeah.
why I look.
Right?
But actually, I'm like quite a bit taller than you.
Yeah, that's why I'm always snatching and everything.
Oh gosh.
Anyway, thanks so much for having us, Faye.
We decided to finish
Absolutely.
on a really exciting,
We did.
really
We
kind
did.
of.
Yeah.
No, it's been a wonderful. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Again, if you missed the show, it'll be on YouTube. It'll be also be on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play Music as audio only. Even though without the visual aid, I don't think it impacts the same way. So check it out on YouTube, of course, if you are listening on audio. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Check out all the YouTube stuff coming out this week. There'll be giveaways after this, so don't go anywhere. And then there'll be other things down the road on YouTube in the next coming days. So trust in your seal of artifacts power, because knowledge is power. And until next week, everybody, or until November 12th, technically, because I'm leaving in day after tomorrow. Bye! Wave bye, nice people. Wave bye. Wave.
Bye,
That's the way we do it on this.
bye.
Wave. Wave like we're
Bye.
idiots. There. Yes, perfect.
Bye.
Beautiful.